That's why my streams are not quite good. But why is my title Arena with Kill? Did I not change it? Bro, can I... Like I would just like ready up for Arena just to see how long the queue time is, because I'm just so curious as well. Am I supposed to edit these, bro? I'm sure I need to find the song for the highlights still, like... I wanna see on the official broadcast on YouTube. When did the last game end?
Right.
About 30 minutes ago.
It's only on OBS now.
It's gonna take like 6 hours or something if they keep going like this.
Yeah. Maybe my OBS as well. Okay. Yeah, like hour per game.
Hmm?
It's gonna go a bit faster. I mean, they've just done it so all the NA kids can watch it, haven't they?
But it doesn't just... It doesn't make sense, like why would they make it like this? Because basically what? OC has like early morning, now I think. OC is on like OC and OC...
It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. No, like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Australia has 8 in the morning right now. But I think they fucked up though. It's like a lot of EU people, like younger ones, should have to go to bed like in like soon, you know?
Yeah.
Like EU is like obviously the biggest part of the viewers. And that biggest part, like let's say, with the fact that how young the community is, yeah, look at the views, I mean, still they're not in game.
I mean, you can say like, Asia could be like the most viewed, but probably not, just because there's other games that are bigger there.
Yeah,
Asia
because
has most people.
China doesn't have players, right? Really? But doesn't China have like a different version of Fortnite though?
Yeah, they do. I mean, India, there's still India. And Indonesia have a lot of people. That's OCE there, really. And Indonesia's not really Asia. I mean, it is Asia, but like, it's next to Australia.
I don't wanna sit here till 3 in the morning to sit 6 games. Yeah, bro, that's what I actually fucking am worried after hearing more in this stuff. Bro, what are they doing there? They're literally, it's gonna take them 30 minutes because they're showing how Buga and Mira were talking. Kira, look at the broadcast, bro. I see they're actually doing this. Kiro,
Yeah.
watch the broadcast. I mean, watch the broadcast, not watch it. They were literally showing how Buga and Mira were talking.
It's just Fortnite, bro. Like, in the last World Cup, Booga, you know when the game where Mongrel popped off in the World Cup?
Uh-huh.
Booga got third that game and they didn't show his point of view once. And he was first. It's just like, there's a person who's first and they didn't even show their POV and he got third in the game.
Why the fuck are they interviewing Frey right now?
Frey?
Frey, yeah.
Why is he even there? He's not going to be playing, is he?
No. He's not, he's in the crowd. Wait, Kiro, is official spend with 1 or 2 eyes? Is it 2? Officially spend the OFF is ICEAL, right?
I don't know what you're on about.
No, official, wait, it's spent like, I mean not spent, what am I?
Oh.
Spelled.
OFFICEAL. Let me see. Yeah.
Just wait a second. Bro, 30 minutes! The game takes less than the fucking down. I mean, not downtime, the timeout. What am I supposed to call it?
No scope.
But did they set up has like 3 wins? That's right.
His finals that he has competed in, he has only ever collected 3 victory royales. Is beyond real, and not only that, but I kind of want to touch on Buga and Miro. We saw that little listen in.
Buga with 3 royales.
Were it any other duo, I think there might be some room for concern, but Buga and Miro, I think, are an exclusive case because Miro specifically, this guy is a 5-time defense.
Miro has Kiramiro has 5 FNCS wins, but only 3 wins in like the finals, in like all of them. Huh.
He always solo clutches, that's why. You always get second in the solo clutch. Why did that guy say nice nail polish? Polish?
I don't know. And he had that thing, you know. He paid 640 channel points for the highlighted message as well.
No one's reading messages, are they? On the Fortnite chat.
I mean, it was like, well, the game was like, I mean, when the game was done. I probably didn't throw it otherwise, just because it was highlighted, it got my attention. Where are they landing Falconer and Hellfire? Bro, I think the points are like Hero. Good stuff, Epic. It says that everyone is like second and like Savage is first. Good job, Epic. In World Cup, they even had like the points on, I mean the place under. They didn't, right?
Not sure.
I think they didn't. They just had the points. He doesn't have a shot, and why is he pushing this, bro? There is no way. They're just forcing too much now. Yeah, they both have a shotgun. I think it was Ping that didn't have a shotgun, or was it Thanos? But everyone, there is the fight between. Wait, are you watching the game or not?
Is it started now?
Mm-hmm. I forgot to tell you. Bro, like, Clicks and Anas and Pink are fighting, and every shotgun in this fight is a grey combat. Oh, Anas has a green one now. Oh, Pink has a green one as well. Like before, everything was pink. Bro, no mats. Well, like they just hit each other and heal back up, what's the point? Like I swear the fucking shit team could land on them here, they would kill them, easily. Like the both teams combined have maybe 30 builds. And like the how is it called? The one bullet shot, whatever. I always forget. Yeah, honestly, it's taking too long, bro. The zone's gonna start to move. This guy's on like a fucking hammer, the one bullet shot and then flops. Honestly, don't know what's that special about Johnson. The only good thing is a lot of splashes out of it. And it's edge map. I guess this is the only two good things in Johnson's. Holy! Bro, go up, you hit a 150, they have to go up. Oh, Duke is sneaking. They know it for sure. They must be that smart. when they're supposed to be the best on the planet to know. Okay, he's going back. Now they're going back now, bro. It took them so long to fight. This is so bad for both of these teams. Mira Buga between two teams. Holy, that can be ugly. This can get so ugly. Boogie and Mira have 60% win rate well counted. That's bad. Alex and Bailey. Reset! No. What was Alex doing there? I mean, there. Oh, bro, the ping, if he took this wall here, it could be so huge. He's got the one bullet. Gone. No, bro, don't let him heal. Bro, Alex Bailey's controller. What was Alex doing? Were you watching this fight, Kiro?
I'm gonna watch after I finish it.
Bro, Carol and Yumi are actually good though. They're taking walk. This West team that got like third last game, they killed. No, not the Asian, the West team. Yumi and Q.
Oh, Q, yeah.
I think they were third, right? They weren't fourth, they were third. Bro, looks so fucking big, I swear. Bro, I wouldn't fight this guy even in the game if I was them, I would just run away. Cause he will get you and fucking beat your ass. Halcon, bro, what build? Wait, Falconer is west, right? I'm not tripping. Kiro.
Who?
Falconer, that's west. Cause why is he playing with Hellfire?
Is one Middle East duo or something.
Yeah, but Hellfire and Falconer is west. I'm pretty sure Falconer is west. So I was tripping for a second if he's playing with Hellfire.
Commentary, yeah, where it said like. Alright, I'm gonna watch it now.
Smite. But I'm pretty sure Own One, like this Own and One, like guy, doesn't want to be called Own One. I'm pretty sure he probably wants to be called like Oni or something.
On one is like a phrase.
No, I know, but still, the fact that he's from Brazil, I'm pretty sure he wasn't thinking about his name.
I don't know.
If he's from Brazil, then it probably would be.
Maybe his name's just On or Ode.
Or like Konuno or something.
Or it's just On and One.
But like, wait, because it's Brazil. Oh, Falconer's gonna throw Hellfire Scap or something.
Look at Hellfire. How does he move his arm that much when he's that fat?
Shit. No, I don't think Ed wins this. He doesn't win this.
Nah.
What is the...
I reckon King's probably telling him just jump in his face because he's EU and he's better.
You see the Mad Mist, you have to go, it's over. Did he got the finish? Was this his knock? Yeah. Oh. Nah, Hellfire's got a better shotgun. I mean, if Ed hits a big shot. If Ed doesn't kill it, like if Ed misses a shot, it's over.
Zero.
Oh my god, no time. Oh my!
Oh.
Oh my, bro. Hellfire.
Bro, he said Ed 1v2's NA East.
And Falconer
Europe
was...
and Middle East.
No, he's not. Falconer is West. Pretty sure. Maybe he's East.
No, he's Middle East.
No, because Andy likes is with the Middle East guy. What do you mean?
They said Hellfire's with a Middle East guy in the commentator. I don't know. That's what they said.
No, because Falconer.
They made loads of mistakes. So.
Where's the search now? Falconer. Tournament results. Oh no, the player. Fuck. No. It's West.
So untied.
Bro, Pablo, what? Pablo looks so funny.
Bro, his arms are like thicker than his head.
He doesn't look that thick even though. Like just his hands look so thick.
Bro, someone typed, "Is Ninja still alive?" Wow.
But imagine snipers being an Invitational, some kids will be breaking some setups. But what are Vortexers and Barry still doing here? They were literally even further in the zone, like I mean not further in, but like on the other side before, and now they are just like fully here.
Fighting Reason and Aqua, so they're gonna die. Bevies is a good fighter though, but he's like 1 HP. And he's got the chug splash.
Oh, they're still below. Oh, bro, there is so many kids with this one bullet shotguns. Pino gets a kill on Scram. Oh, they're being too. It's very above or under though.
Aqua's so underrated, I swear.
Yeah, he is for sure. He's really underrated.
Even though he won World Cup do it, he's still underrated.
Yeah, just because he didn't play for so long, and then when he did, he played with most Germans. I mean, obviously these Germans are good and stuff, but I feel like Aqua was like a top player. I feel like Aqua can clutch this though. Throw 500 above search. Fix that to on us. How long is this guy's fighting?
Bevy, no. Bro, look how Bevy's plays. Like, bro, they're all using studded axe. I need this big axe. I'm not joking.
Bro, you know what would be so funny though? That like at the same game, like all the three teams dip out of Konda and it's Ancon. I think Malibuka's not gonna dip. Aqua, I don't know, bro.
Probably have like 5 coaches in their ears through their earbuds. I reckon. Then what do you reckon they're on call on? Because it won't be Discord. Because they can probably like add people and they won't know. Or no, they'll be in a massive server, won't they?
I don't know. I don't think if they're even allowed to download Discord though. Like I'm not saying that, but like there's maybe a chance they are not allowed to, no, because it's like a.
They'll probably sit down in the PC and they're already in call with each other, and they don't even like they can't open it. They're probably not allowed to alt tab off Fortnite.
I mean, they probably are. No, I don't know.
But you don't see them though.
I mean, depends if like maybe if AP downloads stuff like Discord before. Yeah, bro. Nah, just.
I reckon. So like, cause whenever they're waiting for the game, they're always in the locker and stuff, aren't they? They're never like, you know what I mean? And then, so when they come out of their introducing thing, they probably just gets introduced, and then the Discord is already open on their computer in call with the other person.
I mean, but that's also, you know, that guys that are standing behind him watching everything they do, you know.
Yeah.
Testing checkings.
Then I guess like you might want to adjust the volume of your teammate and stuff like that.
I mean, you can't do it like because then you have to tab out.
Isn't it?
Bro, Malibu and Mustache are dipping for sure next game.
They're probably allowed to do what they want, and they just have someone watching them.
Yeah, but they probably can't like tweet maybe.
You don't be allowed to tweet the computer.
I feel like so many people just want search so bad because they saw what happened last game. They're just gonna like over spam.
Thing is, I swear there's like no lag on the server. Or is there?
And probably. I mean, maybe.
Not a lot of lag.
I mean, yeah, they obviously will make better servers. Yeah. Those still.
In FNCS there,
Mm.
the FNCS server's already laggy.
Oh, 3! Holy! Oh.
Free about.
What's the threshold for this zone now? 54? No, wait, this one. Wait, this one's 54, I think. Or is it 58?
You got the full black super ring or what?
I drop?
Oh,
Savage is that right? It's gonna get dropped for now.
dropping him in his max.
Nice.
So good at mechanically.
Mm.
Nice. And resin, man.
Wait, Marian's fighting him, yeah, he's going back down. I'll just heal. He should have pressure.
Oh, he's decided axe, I'm not joking.
Just have such a good delay.
Just see, they're not gonna fight when the zone's moving, are they?
Bro, did you have this thing or is it just my headset bugging?
Your headset.
I don't know. It happened like maybe a third time that's just like a weird sound. Like bzzz. It just started like today. They're looking pretty good.
They're looking pretty good. Second place is the Asian guys.
They just have to fix the points though.
I don't
Like,
like
they-
this place. I don't like this format because it's like there's too. I think it should be 1 point for kill, to be honest. And
Nah.
20 points for a win.
I mean, and this point format is pretty fucked up. I
Look
just-
at Vino's loot, like,
Yeah.
and Queasy's loot.
Like this, I mean, this point format like definitely is like a lot better than the old one.
Queasy
Because the
has
old
the
one,
most victory royales out of any EU player in FTS.
probably. But like realistically, the old point format, let's say you could get 6 like every game, right? If you got 6 every single game out of 6 games, instead of getting the 5th.
Isn't it?
No, but like when it was the World Cup, I mean.
Yeah.
When it was solos. So if you got 6th every single game out of 6 games, that's like 12 points difference from the 5th, and that's actually a lot in that format, you know? Because like I think second place was like 30 something.
In the last World Cup point, it was like 10 for a win or something. I'm joking.
Yeah, it does.
I think it should be like 15 for a win in this.
Oh no, he did not do this. He did not do this. Oh no, that's so fucked. How is he not getting shot at? Oh yeah, he's definitely getting fucked now. Nah, this is some god orange. They didn't got hit once while padding.
And they get height as well. They get height.
They're taking it too early again. Like, they're using too much mass to take it too early.
Focus vortex is good. There's 2 vortexes or what?
Yeah, there's Vortexers and Vortex.
There's focus vortex is a good one. I know that.
I mean, they're here though.
The Seeker
Definitely.
one, I don't know about him. Buga is still alive. Albemarle. Bro, look at this guy's hand. Look at.
Oh, his fingers! Jesus Christ! What the fuck is this?
Look at his hand. Bro, he's like he's just running around in his box and his fingers are going crazy.
Bro, you saw his fingers, they're so long.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's just so small as well, because I heard this guy's like
I
only
think it's the
14.
angle of the camera as well. It like makes the closer things seem bigger. You know what I mean?
I think he's got really long ass fingers there as well.
Look at the mirror, bro.
This wasn't really worth it. I think they could have made this a low pad and then just like go 2 layers. Oh, Cammy.
Oh, Cammy, oh, Cammy, oh, Cammy.
He's like, oh, please, 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 please. Oh, fuck.
Oh, they're split as well. Okay, they're nice.
Okay, he just
See,
needs
this is good. They got the camera on the
There is.
people. I don't want to see setting Cammy because I don't care about them, but it's good, you know? Everywhere realises that you shouldn't fight EU players. Managed to survive the end game this time.
Bro, it's very epic, well, even though, like, obviously he's like the Athens, like the 6x FNCS winner.
Like, how'd you come up with that name? Macwood. That's actually a good name as well.
Like, probably his other name is like something like Mac.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Mac is a name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because there's.
Bro, read this down.
Lightning
Bro, what's I actually expected like a top 10 from Epic well though.
Mine.
Cause like Epic well is a top tier player.
Tason's still alive.
Is he?
Oh, Thomas HD getting a kill. Queasy kills Thomas HD.
I feel like Tyson like usually gets like either if he's alive in that game he's gonna get like either he's gonna get like an early death, a top 10 or a top 5. He's not gonna get like 8,
Still
7
getting
or so.
kills. Ooh, Booga. On mini.
This guy just missed the splash. And he also has the tracking piece, so who the fuck picked up that
How's
stuff?
this pistol? Bought with 2 keys. Mero's down. Tason's dead.
Well. Wait, is Chapik still alive? He's not, right?
Nah.
Shake my hands.
Oh, I hear that. I hear that.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
so
I hear
it's...
Cause I
So Tyson got a
That.
top down, like...
really.
So it's not me.
That pistol is so OP though, I swear. But what? They dropped down. What are they doing?
But... Kamiya still alive in top 7, Jesus. Bro, this game's pretty bad though. This game's really bad.
Like, no one has like a
That's messed up.
what's it called?
He's just holding on for
Broom
everything.
rifle. They've all got the power. Bro, there's 1 HP right there. Ah,
Poor guy.
unlucky.
This guy looks Asian also. Bro, this game looks so dead. Vortex. Ah. Ooh. It's gonna be siphon from that guy on low ground.
There it goes, all of them. I mean, NA should win. It's 400 AR armor, like. Hence finding all that loot there. He's got some loot now.
But they're gonna have to drop soon though, they have
These guys,
40.
what are they doing? They're going up. They got 4 bills between them. They need to go down. Oh.
They could lucky die though.
Oh.
Nah, they win, they win.
God. One's dead, I think. know. They won.
Nine win.
Didn't Center say the N word?
Yeah, he did.
And T-Sud gets to go.
I mean, with a black teammate as well, though.
Is he?
He's like, I mean, not that black, like a bit.
He looks mixed. Right, now we go wait another half an hour.
You wanna do GeoGuessr? I didn't play it in a while though.
Thanks. Wait, I need to... Bournemouth 3, Arsenal 2-0. Oh my god.
I didn't play GeoGuessr for the whole week now. Have to get back into the grind.
Please, Man United. That's tomorrow. Wait. Who else did I have? Chelsea. Oh, there's nothing, man. Chelsea.
Oh, what am I looking at here?
Oh, this is done.
It has to be Bulgaria.
No
maybe?
points for Man City.
What's this? That's
Oh,
Bulgaria, right?
well,
Surely, that's Bulgaria.
Oh, bro, what is this luck? Nah, this is ridiculous.
Buro. It's Germany then, what? No. That's not, this is Germany.
Not good.
It's like this is Austria. Oh, I'm actually done. It's Germany. It's actually Germany, what?
Who?
Cześć, šta bilo? Tutaj, GeoGuessr. Da sam just got so. That's Poland, I think, right? Actually, if you don't play GeoGuessr for like a bit, that's Rwanda, right?
Hey.
Wait.
Ow. Ireland, 2 points. Bro, what? Like, what is this? Okay,
Oh
19.
fuck, that's Japan.
We've got Gabriel.
Why is there so many things that people guess Insta right now? I swear.
Is there... Did he play? He didn't play, did he? Okay, Baming didn't play. The hair better get a clean sheet.
This
Mom.
is.
Mara,
It's gonna be Ukraine or Russia though. I think it is Ukraine, right? I mean the Russian or Ukraine, what am I saying? But I need to remember fuck the space confirming. This is gonna be. This is Netherlands for sure.
Oh,
Someone equals. What? No, what am I pressing? Fuck me. What the fuck is this?
I still.
Can you maybe look at my stream for a sec? I'm confused. What is this? Is this Chile? It's gonna 50-50. Oh, it's not Macedonia. This guy just looked
Your
like
mic is so loud on the stream.
Is it better? Like, quite
Bro,
better?
it's like, shh.
It's better? Ooh, this guy's close. He's gonna
It just
know
sounds like you're in the toilet or something. I'm not joking. Yep,
I'm
I
gonna
know,
check.
Cappy.
I'm going to I'm gonna check up here. What's this? It's Colombia. Surely.
Yeah, I'd go Colombia.
Hmm. And then you have
I'm
no.
thinking
It's like
probably
Mexico though.
it's Chile. No, Argentine. I think Peru.
Argentina, I think I don't trust him.
Peru or
Jesus.
Argentina?
Hmm. What was it again? Look like Mexico, that's right. So, Canada zone. This is gonna
It's
be
like
Australia, New Zealand, I think.
Singapore, isn't it?
It's gonna be.
Yeah, Singapore. Singapore.
Ah!
That's
I'm misclicking! Oh!
4, 2.
I was misclicking so hard, fucking hell. It's gonna be the water. Wait, how's this guy looking? Oh, this guy knows
Hey.
something.
Ecuador. But it could be like
Someone, what's this?
no, it's like
Sun moving.
you're like Malaysia. Try Malaysia.
Malaysia?
Indonesia.
What should I go
Right,
now?
Indonesia first.
Okay.
Malaysia. Malaysia. It's Malaysia. Or Indonesia, I said.
Oh, you were like going Indonesia, Malaysia, and like after it was, after I picked Indonesia, this guy just picked Malaysia, right? They also had the Taiwan though, so. No, but that's not Taiwan, that's a visit. I need to look at the leaderboard. Cumulative.
You need to go fix your mic, I'm not joking.
Wait, is it that bad?
It's like watch it and say something. Watch the stream.
Let me see the leaderboard. Kami, then Quizy Vino second. Zin, Kitos. Let me see. Let me see. What? Jesus. Just because it was highlighted, it got my attention. Okay, it's actually really loud though.
Very loud. Very loud. Very
But
loud.
if I play something in the
What I love
background.
about them is they're always on the same page.
It sounds good.
And it's always incredible to see. And right there was
sounds good.
one of those situations on FIFA right there.
He sounds good.
By those situations on FIFA right there.
He sounds good.
By those situations on FIFA right there.
He sounds good.
What's so bad now I shouldn't do this rock?
sounds good.
What's so bad now I shouldn't do this rock?
sounds good.
What's so bad now I shouldn't do this rock? What's so bad now I shouldn't.
Have you got the right microphone in now? Have you got the right microphone in now? Have you got the right
Bro, I have to
microphone
do
in?
this now, bro. It's making me go crazy. Fading. What do you mean fading though? Oh yeah, I can see when I'm fully quiet there's like a sound.
I can hear you fine on Discord. Just
I can see that something is like moving, like the voice. I mean the sound when I'm talking.
is it the right microphone?
Is that at mic? Wait. Can I even wait? I can just look on Windows. It's supposed to be high, but I don't know if I can check it on here, right? Properties.
You might need to restart your stream. 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 You might need to restart.
I know, but just don't say anything now, because then I'm
You might need to restart.
I know, but just don't say anything now, because then I'm
You might need to restart.
I know, but just don't say anything now, because then I'm
You might need to restart.
Just don't say anything now, because then I'm
You might need to restart.
Just don't say anything now, because then I'm
You might need to restart.
better. Just don't say anything now, because then I'm
You might need to restart.
better. Just don't say anything now, because then I'm
You might need to restart.
better. Just don't say anything now, I can't.
Waiting till we
It's
start.
better. Just don't say anything now. Kiro, can you just watch it? I think it's pretty quiet now. Wait, just watch it. I think it should be better. Wait, I have to unmute you now. Fuck, I almost forgot I muted you for that. Is it better? Okay.
Yeah, it's better.
Wait, there is no way the Apex Pro has a mic in it, right?
Nah.
Cause like there is, cause I don't know, cause like my mic was on default, and the only other two options was the controller and like the headset. So I was so confused what could like make it sound like this, you know? So what if I change it to controller mic? Wait, I just want to see. Wait, is my controller is not even plugged in, or is it? It is. So if I go to, which one was it? It wasn't this one, bro. Now I forgot where I changed it. I'm so talented, I swear. No, what did I press now? What? No, what am I pressing now, bro? Fuck, it looks so fucked up right now.
I can't go back. Why did I just make it look like? How did I put it back in there? Or like this? Okay. Let's do this one. Do this one. Still on default though.
So it was the controller mic though, I think.
So then.
Yeah, it was. Cause like my controller's on computer and like the wind, like that sound of the wind, the sound that's coming from the fan. I mean, it's not that loud. It's like pretty quiet, but it's basically on my PC. Right above these holes, it's basically like.
The next game's already started. Nice.
Oh, actually, cause like that my controller is basically like 3-4 centimeters above the CPU cooler.
Knows that material is going to be the key to allowing him to do something big here.
Queasy
Achieve
second.
the unthinkable, win a
That means
1v2 against Smite and Larson, who built their entire reputation this last chapter off of these early
But they
game
need to have
fights.
like the overall
Smite
points
wants
instead
none
of the
that.
points of this
He
game.
walks to the wall. Muzz, you're great, but how
Who was
good?
that just
No.
then?
Smite and
Muzz.
Larson come out on top. They clean things up for
Savage.
2 games in a row now
Savage
and
is
earn themselves
terrible,
a
I
little
think.
bit more.
And as soon as Mr. Savage gives up a little bit of the high ground,
Savage got a
Alpha
harpoon, and
immediately
he's good with
trying to
harpoon.
take it over. Him and iDrop are separated just a little bit, and that could have been a perfect opportunity for them to strike. But everybody is just
iDrop's got like the best mechanics as
fighting
well.
for that perfect moment so that they can pounce. And this one that we talked about, you heard it from Mr. Savage, you heard it from iDrop. I've been landing here for a year straight. No one is going to scare me off.
Well, the real question is iDrop walling out right now? He's getting very close to Onward and Baka. But no, now he decides, all right, I'll listen to you, Savage. I'll come on down, but you have to meet me down here as well. And they start to retreat here. And this might just end, but no, Baka steps up, but Savage is so quick. What a shot right there. And now he turns the tables around. iDrop looking to meet them down here. A great pre-fire, but not enough to find a tag. And all of a sudden, now they reevaluate.
Yeah, I like the outside of the box thinking coming out for a couple of players in the game already.
Like
bringing out their
delayed
protractors, trying to
for
find
me.
that extra angle. And that's the thing, if you have all that confidence in your teammate as a solo, you'll allow them to kind of play with the angles, play with the high ground.
149.
And try to see what they can get, and they get 149 damage, disappearing off the back of On1. Another shot's gonna be fired. Hey, Rob goes down. It's a 1v1. Mr. Savage
What a
versus
shot.
On1.
Savage wants none of it. He wants none of it. He finishes it up. And just like that,
Oh, Tayson and Malibuka.
one of the greatest duos we expected to show up today, put on such a performance, have been met with so much resistance every single turn. There's a new great team waiting for them. This has been probably their least favorite duo to meet, though.
Yeah,
Chapik and Tayson.
It does look like they're fighting over the vault that is right below him. Doesn't want to let that one go easy. But you got to be careful because there's a third team landing towards Cloudy Condos, another team towards the north in the form of Kanata and Macwood that could be lending that helping hand, trying to get that Storm Surge damage for themselves and make your job that much harder for Malibuka and Mustache.
30
It's all
builds
about
at this stage of the
trying
game.
to find the perfect angle, trying to find that information so they can try to catch a player off guard, because we already know they're one of the most aggressive teams in this lobby.
See it. You're waiting. trying to capitalize on any opportunity here. We all know what Tayson is capable of. One of the most winningest players in the European region. He has
he's the
done it
most
all. He has proven it all. All that's left is for him to show up in person and put the numbers up. But it's no easy task right now. Malabuk and Merstash are so good.
I'm not gonna lie, I think Tayson is a bit overrated.
Great job, but Tayson is slowly, inch by
I
inch.
think the problem with
getting
Tayson is
closer
he
and
just
closer.
doesn't care that much at this point though.
Tayson has tried a few times,
Like obviously
but
he cares, right?
try,
But not
try again.
at the point that
Eventually
he
you'll find
did.
some success.
Even
It'll
I don't
take
think he cares at all, like right now,
seconds, but
because
Galani
he's like he
fights
died
far
twice.
out of zone.
Yeah, now
To get more and more
Now
damage.
he's just like
Like,
playing.
he just plays too risky and like plays like because he thinks he's so much better than everyone. That's true, but he just plays a bit too risky sometimes. Like there's so many times I watch him how so good loot, go up to high and just die, and that's like a problem. Holy Merstash.
Someone typed, "Is this duos?"
The 4X FNCS champion is all of a sudden
Another one typed, "Where's my
now
bat?
here."
Where's my
But
bat
no,
bling
Tayson.
Fortnite?" Oh, Tayson. Oh, Tayson.
Takes him down,
Oh,
and now
Tayson.
It's up to Merstash, and no, he finishes it off too. And Chapix is
He
left
went into
running.
the vault as well.
Trapped now, inside the box. Oxygen starting to run out. He fights back, but for how much longer?
He's a better
Chapix
shotgun bro.
does so much damage. He loses the wall, and no more shield now, and it's all over. Chapix and Tayson fall.
And for Malabuk and Merstash, that is huge. Because not only does it get you elimination points, it gets you the Storm Surge, so you don't have to worry about it later in the game as Chimp and Scram
When is this gonna
trying
end,
to get
to be
things
fair
going for
though?
them. Chimp, one of the most
It goes at this rate like 1:30 AM,
You
maybe
got
2
Pencil
AM.
and Batch on the other side, also from NAE, so they have a lot of
Almost
familiarity
halfway
in terms of fighting
after
against each other.
2 hours.
Scram is going to be the odd man out, and you see him
Probably
trying to
this
find
game's
some
gonna be done at
separation
what?
because him and Chimp are not that close together, and all it takes is for both
Like,
of them to kind of bum rush into one
20
box
past
and kinda
10.
end their run.
Now
Nah,
jumping
longer
over
than
to
that.
the other side of the map, as we all know.
A bit
this
shorter than
area,
that.
one of the most hotly
Like
contested
10 past
zones right now, Tilted Towers.
17
at
minutes,
Every
yeah.
single in-person event
What's that,
has
like?
always been the home of fireworks. And
It'll
Chicho
be
and
like
Krulix are looking to
12
go
o'clock
and
for me.
see what they can
Not
spark
having
up
a good time.
nearby, but that's not going to be anything.
I'm only staying up for the item
On the
shop.
other side,
I think he
NA
needs
West,
to deep though.
Cooling Yumi. One of the few teams on NA West showing up in the top 10 so far.
Yeah, had a fantastic game, number one. Third place. Cool, got to be
Fantastic game,
right
number
now
one.
because for him, he 1v2'd. Unfortunately enough, he was unable to get Yumi up in that game. He had to finish it off as a solo. And for this duo, it's kind of slow and steady. They land out here towards the island, a little uncontested. They might have one team just a little bit south. For them, it's about getting the resources, looting up, and then they go on the top of the
Bro,
mighty monument to
but I
find the
swear
surge
this
before
guy
they
is like
eventually try to rotate out.
the biggest
Roboto
guy
walks
here.
now, stepping up. They're chasing down Peppo here.
Runa's already gone, too.
Of course, Runa, yeah.
I
way
think he's
off in
low-key
the
kinda
distance.
No,
tall
he's
though
gone.
as well.
He's out. He's watching.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Like he's not just big, he's just tall as
Bob,
well.
Bob. Force
Bob,
kind of
Bob.
in a defensive position. Walks trying to alleviate some of that pressure. Peppo doing all he
I
can.
don't feel how
to
people
invest in
rotate
his
like
region,
this.
but well, it does look like it's going to be taken. Walks
I mean, it
with a
probably
huge
just
shot.
depends on how
Runa and
flexible
Peppo
your
go
wrist is
down in
though.
45th place.
So I can maybe do it.
Spot to be in
I just
for
don't feel
Runa and
comfortable.
Peppo. One of the few representatives
have it like
for the
maybe
Asia region have now been
like
taken out.
30%
Golden Sentinel on the other
rotated?
side
Less?
after a
25,
hot
20?
win there are now in position up dead center, and it seems like they have done enough. This villain story that we've seen
Who's this
unfold over the
FMX butter
weekend,
guy?
contested in the lead up.
In real life,
Now,
friend?
Luka and Mercer are still problems on the horizon.
I
Could it
know
be?
him since chapter
Of course,
2003. I think.
Booga and Mira, who were looking off
Ah.
and picked them off.
I don't even think I
Either they're
got
gonna go on top of the mighty
placed
monument
top
and try to get the
10,000 in
storm
an
surge.
event back then. I
But
think I got
great
one.
minds think
But
alike.
what's this
Peter
sound
Buck
again? You
Jamper
hear
from
this?
NAE beat
Yeah.
them to it and took down one of the players from the NA West Championship duo.
Sit
He's
down.
gonna lead Cool by himself yet again, but how many 1v2s?
Bro,
can
why
he
is
take?
Peter Watt playing with his
Peter
sleeves
Buck
like
Put
this?
some respect on his name, and he makes it look easy. It's just like that. Jamper and Peter
maybe he
Buck
just uses
earn
his wrist, though.
themselves a huge
Yeah,
elimination
I
onto
think
a
he does.
team
He's really high
inside the
sense.
top
That's
10.
why he's called, like,
What an elam.
people say he has
For them,
aimbot.
I think Peter Buck and Jamper
Well, I mean, if he's doing well, he
have
doesn't
to
have
worry
aimbot,
about
does he?
short surge in the
Well, no, he's not
immediate
aimbot, soft aim.
future, but you know how active this lobby is. They got to start thinking about it later on in the game once they find that rotation.
Well, listen, we have Mini Miner here to update us on more action.
Oh, that's that ugly spotted.
Thank you so much, Monster. Now, this is a prime example as to how to finish a fight quickly, right? We know PH Scene and Ketos are fighting in the middle of the map. They need to finish this this fight quickly, and look at that. Pinching from both angles,
Why is he
getting
saying
that storm surge done early,
PHZ?
as well
This
as
guy
bolstering their
definitely,
loot.
like
Look
if
out
they
for this
don't
team
know
for the
how
rest
to
of the game.
call a player, what you do, you go
And
to
that
Google
is such
Translate,
a
type
huge
in the
set of
word.
prelims there, because
just
that's
listen to
another
it.
team that is huge, like honestly showing up
I
for the
don't know,
Brazilian
Spanish,
region.
everybody.
PHN and Quitos, man, wait for them to just really show out. You know, the discussion and lead up to this entire event was things are going to be easier. You know, let's not respect these guys. And now all of a sudden they're saying, hold up. No, hold my water.
It was
Hold
Savage
my
is
mini
solo.
shield. Let me
He
show
wasn't,
you
right?
what I'm capable of. And
Probably.
I am
He
so
was, he then he had to
impressed by
reboot.
what we have seen so far.
And you're seeing
don't know if
a
it
lot more
rebooted that.
activity in this game than the previous two, because they're starting
try
to
to
feel
see
each
now.
other out. They're realizing how hard it is to get Storm Surge later on in the game, so they're trying to get it as early as possible, so that when they end up in those close zones, they're boxed up, they can pick and choose when they have to peek, instead
splash,
of Storm
like,
Surge saying you have to go or you're going to go back to the lobby.
Vidal, no stranger to victory royales, but falling very much short so far. You saw the
Це
standings
значить,
there,
правильно.
4 points separating first and second. Still a very much competitive competition, but EU has taken big strides to start leading the pack here. Pamsu and Fatch are solid, but let's get on over to Clix and Duke here. They have had such an uphill battle fighting their way out of the Joneses against Pink and Anas, and we've already seen it has not been easy.
300 bill, oh my
35 below the
god.
damage
Oh, 35, okay, for
For
a
them,
second I was...
they have to worry about it, yes, but it's such a low number. They're just trying to get ahead of a lot of the rest of the teams, so that way they can easily try to look back. And the shot still coming in
Storm
from the high
Surge.
ground. There goes Duke trying to poke a couple of shots. He finds some good damage, but takes some as well.
Elite
Going to be
epic, a
above
lot
the damage
above
threshold.
Jay's
So once
base
again, they can find a way to kind of rotate forward. And I want to see them do that now, because
push.
history says when Clix and Duke fall behind the zone,
Somewhat
they
each, yeah.
somehow
That's
find a
all.
way to kind of not have those good games.
I think
I
the player
just
base
shouted at
tends
the
to
system
forget, the
volume
scene
lower
tends
than,
to
I guess.
forget.
My mic
Clix
is
has
too
also
quiet.
competed in the World Cup for solos and duos. This is where it all began for him so many years ago. And just look at the difference now. All grown up here at the international stage, still competing at the highest caliber.
And
For Mareem and Zagu, similar stories. They've been putting in work for a very long time, but look at this. Tough right now. This is the worst we've seen them.
Yeah, we're pretty active in game number 1. Trying to do it again in game number 2. Game number 3, 164 below the damage threshold. The lucky thing for them is not only are they right at the edge of zone, they have rotation right above them, they have elevation right above them, so they're going to be able to
That's
kind
the
of
thing
lay
here,
their eyes on the
like,
land,
everyone
try to
here is
find
obviously,
Bobby
like,
and
really
Vortex
good.
is under siege yet
So,
again.
like, no
Luckily
matter,
for them,
like,
they're
they can just get a lucky gun,
153
like, anywhere
above
though.
the damage threshold, so they can
I
pick
guess,
and
like,
choose,
some,
do we
like-
fight this here? Do we
like,
kinda
couple
wait a little bit
KPR people
longer?
can,
And it
like,
looks like
catch
they're
cup
just gonna
finals.
try to get even more surge and hunt down these
Holy.
teams as Vortex takes
Vortex
a
is
huge
mad.
amount of damage.
Vortex versus
I'd be mad
Vortex
if I was
Surge
him.
for a second there. Don't be confused. Two very different duos. Kanata and Macwood, though, are alive right now. We've seen them put up some
How's Kanata?
exceptional performances
Wait, no,
today
he's
so
got
far,
his mouse there.
especially
For a second
in that
I was...
Game 1, they were the upset to Bugha and Miro.
I forgot.
Game 2, not quite where they wanted to be, but this
I was
here
like, is he
is a
calling
chance at redemption. They find Robab and walk on the
Ah.
edge zone. Malabuka from the storm to the new safety of the zone. It's not looking good, though. He has lost his
Like, they
teammate.
see,
Yeah,
like, I
early
don't
games,
think
they're
Kondo
below
together
on
has...
damage,
Wait,
not getting too aggressive, and you see the A's duo taking out Brazil
No
as
way.
well. King went down, but that's Jason Basil.
I'm misclicking
above
so
Malabuka.
hard, Jesus.
Do they know he's weak? That is the biggest thing, because if they know he's a solo and they know he has a total of 86
Tyson
HP and
23.
shield, you know as well as I do, they're probably going to go, but that's information that they
Aqua
lack.
5?
Yell too loud. Let's go ahead and jump into
Man.
Bad Sniper and Noah Riley right now. They're starting to eye up the
26.
competition on the other side of the wall as well. You can see they're just looking, but hey man, there's something about these extremely healthy builds. You know, no one really wants to fully commit a full mag inside. You have to start deciding for yourself.
Oh.
Are they in a world of trouble? Can I actually do it? And Bad Sniper says, instincts speak louder here. I want to step up. I want to take this fight right now.
He heard Fast
Holy.
Shield get cracked by Storm Surge, and he immediately looked that direction. Bad Sniper.
Is it in North
and
Carolina
Noah
or
Riley
Carolina?
Coming out with a
Carolina.
vengeance here in game number 3. right around the corner though. You gotta watch out. Cammy and
Very
Seti
nice.
is there.
No,
but
it's
back on
but
board
they
in a
actually,
fight where
they
Malabuka
actually.
is still
Wait.
alive by himself. Jason Basil, they're trying to
got a lane
attack
now.
right now, but Malabuka doing a good job.
I'm not
doing
even
everything
sure,
they
though.
can. Pressure from
Yeah,
so
actually.
many angles.
Wait, I actually.
Is he gonna be able to escape?
Let's see it go down. Jason
Didn't
Basil
that
having an
say-
incredible win rate in these close game battles in the early zones, and look at that. All of a sudden now they
Actually
add to
tricked
it,
me. I actually
padding the
can't
stat,
think of
making
it
it look
now, though.
nice and solid. Clicks and Duke thought about it. They say,
Oh,
no,
where
no,
Carolina is.
OCE boys, you got it. I'm getting out
I'm
of here.
actually confused.
And that is so much respect because they are so far below the surge as well. They could have easily
You
stood there
confused
and
me.
fight.
No,
They need
not
it more than
Carolina.
anyone.
I think it's Carolina.
And I like
As to, oh my gosh, our game
think it
leaders,
is.
Seti and Cammy, are actually below the
Who?
surge. This
Oh,
is
dude.
so bad for them.
It's actually
Be able
bad they
to
don't
find
have
their
heals.
positions
They can
outside
barely
zone,
get to
but
max.
They think it's the less traveled, but there's so many teams in
Yeah,
front
that's
of them.
hard for them.
3 directly on the right, 3 directly on the left.
Oh, no.
One is behind them, and it's hot on their heels. That's Noah Ryan.
Oh!
Bad sniper. He was shot by Cammy. Box to box. He's knocking on the door. He wants to finish this one off. Inside of Storm, nobody really having HP to kind of regenerate.
Oh.
And Cammy and Seti go down.
And Bad Sniper gets to represent for France. They're taking down our Polish.
Oh, wait, it's gonna be a 5 tick
duo
already.
alongside
I think
Noah
they fucked
Riley
themselves
as
with this
well.
push, though.
Way to do it there. Switzerland has to be happy, but let's jump on over to
Wait, 1
Breezon, who is, of course, representing for the EU side and Germany. But let's see it. Aqua looks for something. He's got Duke in his sights for Duke. Claps back, and Aqua's hurt. He loses reason, but Aqua manages to find a 2-for-1
That's a 5 tick, right,
special
after
and
this?
cleans things up.
Yeah, Duke because getting chunked out by
And
the
it's gonna be
zone.
Aki,
He had
they're
2
gonna die
players hot on
probably.
his heels. It's not the exact position you want to be in, but these guys can show up at any moment in any game. But for them, they're down 3.
And one shot.
Bro, how is
to
that not
England,
fucking holding?
a
He's like
very
so far
rare
into it
occurrence.
with his
that
hands
good,
barely
you're that
spread
good.
around. He's like very
That
high
is
sense, I
true.
guess.
Here's an ass in pink. We already know. Now, their biggest problems are down. They're out. Ketos and PH Zin. Here
Like,
they are.
he's definitely not supposed to be
Looking
called
continue to
PHZ.
hold their position. They're 100 above
so
the
sorry.
surge.
But this guy's
They're
literally
just
calling
around
him
that top 5
PH.
position leading into game 3.
Kiro.
What is
No.
almost the halfway
PH.
mark
PH is
of
like
the
can be like
competition.
a first sound as well, F sound.
Yeah, that's why
Zin.
people were calling him Fazin and
Zin.
stuff.
Jumping on the
Zin.
board. Rob,
Yeah,
Rob,
this
Rob
is how
is
Ozzy was
already
calling
down. He
him,
is
I think.
out. Chimp's gonna be able to
But
get
he's
2
saying
more points to
PH.
eliminate for himself.
He's saying
From
PH.
Storm Surge just walks. He has no shield. He has no HP to regenerate. Just 50
This
HP
guy's
total
going-
left to his name.
Oh, bro.
And those 2 launch pads. But that's also what
You're just
worries me is those 2
devastated
launch
here,
pads
though.
because he has a far rotation to go, and he's going to have to probably use both of them with short pads in order to get there.
That's
He's
right.
dead
He's
anyway.
looking to go ahead
Like,
and make
he's
that
not.
move.
He can't do this.
There's nothing in front of him. Meanwhile, Miro and Bugha, decisions for them as well. How do they want to
Padding's
move out?
probably
They hear the
even
launch
worse
go
for
off, they say,
him
hey,
than
let's see
Varane,
Virus.
to be fair, in
Come
this
up here, let's
situation,
go to
because
recycle that.
they
Can
probably
find
need
it?
to
There
hit
it
him
is.
2 times.
They
Yeah,
do
he's
get
one
it.
HP now.
And they go in the opposite direction. That is the difference in strategy. Miro and Bugha go right. Closest
bro,
way
why are they
of least resistance directly
Bro,
to the zone.
I swear
Watts
we were
stood
padding in even like
far left.
less, like
That probably would have been
less
saving
fucked
grace because he ran into
positions in the
Aqua and
defense, yes,
Reason,
Stingy.
who immediately took him down. His threats is going to fall as well. Pablo gets taken down.
Like,
for
literally,
Brazil's
and even, like,
Kikos. Alex
positions
goes
that were
ahead
not
and
as
taking
fucked
down
as this,
TSM Reed.
we were getting
So
like
much
fully
action going
sprayed.
down around the
These
lobby
guys
as
literally
Bugha and
fed,
Mero
what,
trying
fourth
to
zone?
find that sweet spot because you know as well as I do, as long as they make
Yeah,
it
well.
to end zone, those
Maybe,
eliminations will naturally present itself.
The game
It's
is
the
a lot
team
about
that has
luck
struggled
as well.
in the early instances of the chapter this season, but they have managed to find their way into such a great position. But now let's jump on over to some of the GOATs, Vino and Queasy, 2 Elims already poising themselves up for an excellent game here. Near max material, so they have to be coming
Holy
just
not.
off of a fresh
I feel like Quiz is just like here he just needs to
refresh
stay
right there.
consistent.
Quite
Like he's got
literally
such a
bouncing
good
back in the
nutrition
game,
for
and
high stat
man, you
work
don't
when
see
he
this
gets
very
like
often where it's
up
your drop
at least
spot
top
where
5.
you
I mean
start
he's gonna
off and
get
the
more,
zone
but like
just lands directly on top of you, so they are being served up.
Yep. And right now, for an end zone like this, when it is on your drop spot, you already know how to traverse every
Bro,
piece
this
of terrain
sound.
that is around as Ketos still trying to do wonders. Not a lot of HP on PH Sin, so these guys down on damage in terms of Storm Surge have to figure out what they're going to do because if they wait too much
Grown
longer,
for
they will be
HP,
down.
yeah.
They will be out.
Well, here it is.
Right to the biggest
For them, the
NPC in the world.
threshold is met, and they do not have to fight, but they know what's in front of them now. They have a huge monumental task.
Bro, this
step
guy
up
literally
here.
checked if
You
he
can
can
see
build
that's
there
a
like
wall
5
that
different
cannot be built
times.
there. Here it is. So it's all or nothing now, right?
If they
We
would know the map, they would
Brazilian
check
region to be
above
one of the most
and know
aggressive.
there
PNZ
is
is
the
literally
boxes.
tied for third for the most FNCS champions individually in his region and globally.
Oh,
So
these guys
that's
saw
a team
it.
that has everything to play for right now. But jumping over to Zagu and Marine.
This
they're
is the
still
guy
alive
that
right now.
actually plays it
Some of
smart.
Japan's
He's
best
going
from
for the
here.
he's boxing up the pad and just go for high.
Thomas HD, one
knows
of
that
EU's
everyone's gonna
best
be
as
letting
well.
them.
And honestly, one of the fan favorites to take it off, 296 above the damage threshold. Joe and Z Andy right in front of him. Piece control is going to be important towards this end game because you go.
I
into the
played
wrong
like
box
4
at the wrong time, they're gonna
realistics,
take
4
you out.
PvP
They're gonna try
realistics, and
and
won
grab
every
that
single one of them.
information. They know they don't
Like,
have
not
far to go
just
as the
4
shots will be
rounds,
fired and landed
4
on
games
the
with
head.
3 rounds
He dropped
each.
down to about 50 HP, and with
Can
that,
they
you see
fix
other
this
teams
sound
taking
bar?
notice, and they're also putting that pressure on.
Chiprin has full trust
no.
in his teammates, but their Elim gets sniped up right there. It's Zagu and Marine who are just coming out and literally reaping the benefits, taking all the spoils. Edgy and Acorn have high ground right now. What
Right.
in the world? An excellent game. 1 second place finish, leading into game 3.
Acorn
in
Edgy only on
such
11
dominant
points.
position right now.
Nice
And
back
I'm
there,
one
the
of those
points
people
aren't
last
good.
Oh,
week who
this
said
game.
can do it on NAE's.
The
try
points
to be
aren't,
the 2
like,
region champion.
right.
For this game,
What would you call
yeah.
that here? Would he be the 7 region champion, 8 region champion if he wins
I
this?
think it's kind of better like that.
Break that second place curse too. He wants to make sure he gets one for Queasy.
Ah.
And Vino caught lacking. Don't forget, they
Oh,
were
he
the most
smashes
stacked
death.
duo in
Caught
this
lack.
lobby. This is their
What
home
actually happened? I
position.
wasn't paying
The
that much
drop back
attention.
Of Shiny Sound, and
He,
now
Bro,
like,
he had 2 pads
threw
last
Vino.
flash.
and hard work, preparation out the window.
He's trying to res Vino, and then there's a team that she camped
One from EU.
where their original
Actually got
box
an
was.
elimination each
Vino
on the
died,
team,
though?
Ascended
They
and
didn't
Yeah, they're
Joe
both
trying
dead.
to get to that front
No, but
side
how
of
did
the
he
zone.
die?
They have
Vino
a
died.
victory royale in the
I don't know
last
how
game.
Vino died.
32 above the damage threshold. Luckily for them, not too many players have to go down before they go ahead and have to not worry about it. Is Aqua, Reason, not too much to worry about in terms of Storm Surge, but
Kinda
they have to
true.
find that sweet
This
spot
game
in zone. They're gonna
probably
use the launch pad to
caused
get
them
there.
like.
When you see Reason and Aqua
I
looking
mean, in
up,
case they
you know
like
there's
like
only
if
one
this
thing
game
in front
causes
of
them to win,
How
this
can
game
we
basically
take this
cost
high
them like.
ground? Chipper, no, has a problem in front of him. He gets
30k
punished. He backs up. Great defensive
Yeah,
maneuvers right
that
now.
definitely.
Savage going down.
I mean, it's true. Like I think they and Kami were first, so they first and second. And Kami had 0 kills, I'm pretty sure. And like he got like.
I saw the whole lobby's EU or what?
I'm
not joking. Every single player's EU in this lobby.
Look at this. 3 Elans.
And there's Asians. Booga's almost dead.
All the mats to hold on to that high ground with
Actually,
7
so
moving
many
zone,
of
even if it's contested. Reason A and Aqua.
Reason,
tries to
Aqua.
manage, but they're gonna get stuffed. They're gonna
Joe
get
and Andy on
stuffed.
height.
And you can see the pressure from Joe
Let's go,
and Z
Joe.
Andy. They're looking towards the backside of zone, and they're putting
Another
shots
one
on
shot.
players.
Joe
Suffering
is like
storm
the
surge.
most failed player.
Oh, he goes for the low pad. Aqua wants to get down to the low ground here. No reason to play.
Because Joe is like the
doesn't
biggest.
have
He
enough
only plays
to make
creative
it.
like Jericho,
Is Reason
but his
behind with the
mechanics
real
are like
question.
terrible.
Meanwhile, another end game for Kitos and PH Sin. They have 4 Elans.
Bro, why are they even
representing
shouting
for Brazil right now,
in
and
the
they're
crowd?
almost inching their way to the top 10
He
right now.
does.
Golden Scented
Yeah, wait,
are right
obviously,
in
wait,
front of
do
them.
they
This
make
Oh,
is
that's
where
again.
I think the
they
crowd
do the
definitely
most
has more
work. This is
POVs
where
right of what's
they play
happening.
best.
Yeah, they're just recycling a lot of
They
those builds
probably just have the
towards
same
low
big
ground.
screen
Trying
as
to
us.
take that cheeky shot to the backside
No,
of
but they
zone.
probably
Because-
have some other POVs as
Thomas
well.
HD probably leading
Yeah,
the charge,
probably.
making sure that these guys are on the same
Well, the people on the mic,
Booga backside of zone.
like they're just commentating what we're seeing, and they're commentating. They are there as well in North Carolina, commentating for the crowd.
And it's huge right now. He's
So,
managing to
No,
there's
why
probably a
should-
big screen
why
showing
should
this.
Booga do
One
this?
there in the zone, a huge tag is going to keep him alive right now. And look at him start to sprint
back.
here. But no, he's hunted down and taken out back by Thomas HD.
Or like
And all of a
Booga
sudden,
dies and someone
Thomas
goes, no!
gets the refreshes here. But he's not
Booga.
going out. Is he gonna go for
No,
low
the
ground,
Booga.
or is he
The
gonna
guy with the
continue to
Booga
hold
keyboard.
Booga.
Reason has a decision to make as well. Off to the side.
$5
This
Booga
player's in front.
keyboard.
Cold is down. We saw
The
that
whole
exchange.
pack, do
It's a
not
big
forget
one.
everything is
Yeah,
$5
he's just trying to stay
also
alive.
the
He's doing a
headset.
good
Wonder
job staying
Wood.
ahead of zone. And
Next
now
thing
he's
you
Oh,
know,
he's
there's
back
gonna
on
be a
the mountain,
Booga's
way to
$5
stabilize
monitor,
Thomas
bro.
HD. He's trying to stagger
Booga
himself
$5
up the outside of
PC.
zone, running out of ticks onto that Mendman. A huge shot's going to be fired. Thomas
Oh,
HD
oh.
trying to stay alive,
Booga.
but he goes down.
Ah,
Zagu from Asia
unlucky.
tries
Oh,
to
Reason's
get-
alive
It's
though.
just not
Reason's still got 100
enough.
members.
Said, I am here to play.
Oh,
And
the
put
Asian
the
guy.
respect on us. Scented is gonna fall to EU Scram.
Scented dead.
And again, Zagu's now by himself.
But that's the team that did good first game, right?
Yeah.
Now this is what you want to see.
Wait.
A big save here in the
Nah.
Surely not.
I think he's me. Nah, he's no way. The zone's issue there. Yeah, he didn't res him.
Maybe he didn't. The hell didn't reset though.
This is gonna be huge. He's the only solo left in the world of duos.
Yeah,
Oh no, but he knows that's enemy.
Studded axe as well.
The side jump. He has
Everyone's
enough.
wearing
He takes
studded
off now,
axe.
but no, Ziedy's here to back him up. He goes for the falling shot, doesn't quite find it. Chimp and Scram, Heald is going down, and they are having the
Oh,
opportunity
that's
here,
the
but no,
enemy one, for sure.
Chimp does not take
Look at
advantage.
the splash.
Dude,
They
these
don't-
Asian guys are
He lost
cracked.
his teammate.
Oh wait, the
Can
guys,
he
so
find
there's
a
two
seal
solos.
of points
Yeah.
here? He's looking for it. Zagu jumps to the ultimate low. Chimp's trying to time his exit, and he gets caught out, and down he goes.
A good play.
Zandy and Joe now
Bro, this
have
Asian guy is
elimination
insane, I'm not
and a win
joking.
set up potentially in front of him.
Yeah, 2v1 situation, EU versus Asia, and for Zagu, this man has the world on his shoulders, just a sliver of HP, a little bit of shield, and it's not going to be enough. Joe and Ziani take game number 3.
EU claps back once again and takes game 3 with the big win finish there. But what a performance for Zagu and Marine to show up. That is an incredible way for them to go ahead and make a statement today.
Yeah, incredible indeed, because it's all about consistency, not necessarily getting a victory royale in every single game. If they can keep this up at this pace, it'll do wonders. But for EU, Joe and Z Andy, they take the
Twitter
game
timeline
and they
is
have all the
full of
momentum
fog.
now.
And this is what I love about in-person events, because they get to take that walk straight to center stage, and we actually get to hear from the
Unfollow. What is
competitors.
actually on
What
screen?
a treat for us to
What
really
the fuck?
dive inside the minds
But I have to
of these
unfollow this.
players, right? To,
What's wrong with
to
my Twitter
understand
timeline, I
what makes
swear.
them tick and how they find the success. Kelly,
Don't
Kelly,
look at
please give us the update.
That's not good.
Joined here
7 timeline.
by Z Andy and Joe. Everyone make some noise for our game 3 winners. So I swear, I was watching the game and I saw
She's
Apron
on
and
her
Edgy
vein.
had height. I turned around, looked back, and then you guys had it. How were you able to take it?
We just sped it up and cranked 90s to the sky limit.
It was absolutely incredible. Not only did you get the
He
VR,
said
but you
crack
also walked
90s
away
to the
with
sky.
9 eliminations, I believe. Is aggression a big part of your play style?
That's the best thing to say there.
I just spraying down gang kills.
So from now on, are you guys going to be going for height every game, or is it mostly circumstantial?
We'll see.
Yeah, and how are you feeling about the remaining 3 games today?
Feeling good after our game now.
As you should be feeling good. Everyone, one more time, make some noise for these 2 right here. Thank you guys for joining
Bro, they
us.
shouldn't make them come up on stage like this. Like, come on.
Joe and Z Andy,
Fully updated. Okay.
victory
So
royale
Like,
in
we
game
know
number
first.
100
3 of
gamers,
the
like,
Asian
guys with
Invitational.
these
A
antisocial
huge
people.
way to show up, and not only the victory royale, but accompanied by 9 eliminations. Tokata, that's what you want to see on this stage.
It's what you love to see, right, Zeke? Those big VRs that boost
Mongo.
you up in that leaderboard. I mean, we saw Queasy and Vino
Yeah.
dominating the high ground in the first 2 games
They
initially,
like top
but Joe and Ziandi now showing how it's done, not only securing the VR, but also with a good amount of Elix.
And you know what's more impressive, right? This is a very, very north zone. These guys land all the way down to the south, down in Sanap Station, just before the zone started closing. It was 5th zone, I believe it was. They had 3 eliminations. They sorted out their Storm Surge early on. They got the materials, and they were able to take high ground so effectively.
Vino's first still.
They were playing one up
Then
front side,
Asia's
one back side.
second.
No one was getting up.
Same
I love how
points.
they've adapted. They were actually originally going to be
Joe
contested
FN
by Baka
third.
and On one in the Synapse
Ketos
Station, but now
fourth.
having it on
Cammy
contested, they have to figure out how to
fifth.
get that
Thomas
damage,
sixth.
you know, before
Spite
late game,
seventh.
not have to worry too much about
Centered
those
eighth.
but they've done it, and it's showing.
KBR on Zeke 68th. Thatch Pamstar 61st. No Rayleigh 11th. Anas 12th. Trulek 13th.
Game 1, regardless of what has happened in previous 2 games, we're all ready to go.
Decent.
We're ready to put
Booga's
numbers on
20th.
the leaderboard. Let's take a
Clicks is
look at the
21st.
leaderboard and see how things are shaking out. Remember,
Who's
we have
last?
another 3 games.
Arthur.
Today, we'll be back tomorrow for the last
Get
6.
shit on Arthur.
Queasy and Vino now tied with
King's
Graham and
45th
Savage. I
there.
just gotta say, the international teams here, Japan,
Unlucky
Brazil,
King.
y'all are showing up
huge. This is what you love to see from an international event. Queasy and Vino were fan favorites coming in from EU, but now seeing Miriam and Zagu tied for that first place spot. Remember, Queasy and Vino, they got knocked out in 6th zone this last match. They had a very strong first 2 games, but this third one was not so strong. But if you want to get that first place spot, you have to stay on top, and that is what the duo from Asia is doing.
Yeah, and things were looking peachy for them, right? They were picking up
Queasy's literally
eliminations, they were
first.
looking good, they had the materials to go for their
Yeah, what is that about?
grand take, but unfortunately, it couldn't quite work out for them, right? They were just getting sprayed from all different angles. Maybe it was a positional issue, maybe Queasy might have to take blame for that, but you know what? There's still plenty of games to go.
You gotta hope that they can just make the adjustments, right? It's fine, they're still in first place, right? Even with the situation, they go down in 21st place. In that game, they're still in first overall in the leaderboard. But for right now, why don't we toss it on over? Adam is standing by with Vortex. What's he got to say?
Thank you very much, Zeke. Here, actually, Hen was just complimenting me
Wait.
on my. I smell a candy gloss or cotton candy kind of smell.
Dory,
I don't
speak.
take credit, but it could be the points you've scored thus far. Second place in game 2. Hen, how are you feeling after the first 3 games?
Your mic on your stream again. It's like
good enough.
it's like C3PO now.
We got second place in the second
What do you mean C3PO now?
The first and
Oh
the
wait,
third
what?
game
That's your
weren't
Discord
good
mic as
enough.
well.
And hopefully we can fix that after the break.
I swear it's
Dory.
like...
Yeah, that's about it.
I can't hear you, Dory. Your mic.
He says it's not good enough. Do you set real high expectations every
Your
game?
mic is so loud.
Things you must do on a game-to-game basis each
Kira?
time.
Yeah, we did okay
Bro,
the first 3 games. First game,
where are you?
dumb mistake.
What?
And yeah, we
It's
need to
better
fix
now.
it.
Is it better?
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's
And I
good.
think when it comes down to this competition as well, playing against the rest of the world, there is a pressure, but there are still 9 games to go.
9 games to go. That sounds like fun.
Sounds like fun indeed. Thanks very much. Massive shout out to Head and Vortex. Let's head back to Zeke on the
There's still another 6 games tomorrow.
Just kidding, Adam. Surprise
Dory,
for you
is
here.
there another
It's
6 games
actually
tomorrow?
really Vivid on the stage. Shout out to the players. Game number 3 is
Okay.
done. Into the halftime we go. Some of the players will have an opportunity to make some changes, just like Booga
That's good
and
then,
Mira
'cause
have.
it's not like the World
As you can
Cup
see
where
here,
it's
some
kind
those
of-
early games, the Storm Surge wasn't necessarily looking
It's
in their
more on
favor,
skill.
so they're actually gonna go
The more
ahead
games there are,
and make sure to prioritize
the
some of
more
these
skill
games.
is shown.
They're even fully loaded up. Miro right here has up, and he's still making sure to find those opportunities in that early game. Now, of course, this is something that you love
I
to
think
see
the
out
fact
of
that
Booga.
World
Something
Cup
that they
was one
usually
day
do.
just because
Move
it
just
was like
to the
on
north
the...
of them,
because
over
it
here
was the
at this
game modes,
area,
no?
set up on this hill, and find
Like
plenty
creative
of
as well.
tags throughout this early game
that's
to make
true,
sure that
but
they are
creative was
set
like
on
no one
Storm
that was
Surge.
playing
And they
the
actually
main
sit up here
edit.
for so long that Hen and Vortex are not even expecting them to still be up there. And they get this nice sneaky beam in here to make sure that their Storm Surge is looking good. And then listen, this
I
is
still
the
need to find
adjustments
the
I was
songs
talking
for
about. Look at this.
highlights.
Booga and Miro sitting all the way back in the storm.
I want like
knowing
something
that
that's
Malibu
actually
and
gonna
Merstash
like
have been
attract
making this
people,
late
because like the
rotate
last
with the
one's on
balloons as
350
well.
and it's
They can
probably
make
the
sure
5,
that they get
but
some
like the
Storm
best
Surge
by
on them
far,
as
you
they
know,
fly
out
through
of
the air. He
everyone.
does get the knock, ultimately doesn't find the elimination, but the adjustments are being made, and that's what we love to see. Now let's check out what Zeke has for us.
Thank you so much, Vivid, for that breakdown. As we come back to the desk, we have a very special guest joining us here on the analyst desk. It's none other than Cypher PK. You guys can give it up. I mean, we all know Cypher is pretty incredible
That's why he's not streaming.
at everything he does. I mean, you can hear
Start
the
Cypher
fans
PK.
absolutely losing their mind. Cypher, how's it going, man? Okay.
His mic is not working.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. How are we feeling
know.
so far
It's like his mic
about
wasn't working.
these games? The first 3 underway, done. We have 3 left. What are your thoughts?
It's been exciting, man. We've seen some crazy changes, right? I mean, we went into it kind of having expectations. We thought, we thought these teams were going to do well. We saw the Queasy and Vino, of course, still doing very, very well. But some of the smaller regions, some of the maybe lesser-known players have turned up today. It's been great to see. We've seen changes in strategy, of course, as well. Some crazy
But
zones
if I
that
wanna...
have really put these
What
teams to
mouse
the
script do you use?
It's what you
Kira?
love to see, though, right? In an
Mousepad?
international competition like
mouse
this,
grip.
teams from all over
Like
the
hand
globe
grip.
popping off, right?
Like
Leaderboard
claw,
right now,
kind of.
I saw some predictions coming into this tournament, and they did not look
like the leaderboard is reflecting currently.
Yeah, claw.
That's right. We are back here.
How about
Oh,
look
and
at
sorry about that, Cypher. I forgot
What
to
about
turn on
you?
your mic. That was on me.
It's all good. It's all
Like,
good.
I feel like if I just
welcome.
use like the, I don't know how it's called, just like
feeling
normal and
great,
just like
you know,
lay my fingers
first
on the
Fortnite
mouse. Because I'm
event
playing,
since World
I was
Cup,
playing
and,
pro
you guys
mostly,
blew it out of the water.
but I'm
That's
thinking
awesome.
of
What are you
actually
thinking
just
about the competition so
go
far? How
to
you
like,
enjoying the
just
the
full
games?
normal.
Well, it's great to see some of these
But you
players.
use-
Don't think normal would work with your binds because you scroll with like your claw, is it?
This is their first
I mean,
ever
I
What's
in-person
the
can
scroll?
event, so
deal with it, though.
it's a completely different kind of
Can
shock
you?
when you're playing in front of a crowd and you hear the.
I mean,
the
if I put my
cheering
hand
roaring.
down.
So, some of them are veterans, some of them have LAN experience, and that is going to benefit
It feels
them.
so weird.
And the rest are kind of here for the
But
first
they're
time.
just saying the
Yeah,
people
is
that
there
have
like a
LAN
duo you feel
experience
like
is
you're
gonna
following, like, yo,
benefit
I'm
them,
vibing with
and
this
literally
duo, and
everyone
then
with
maybe
LAN
one that you're like, yo,
experience
these
is like
are the ones
playing
I think
full
are
bad.
Well, the duo
Wait,
from
let me see,
Japan,
wait.
I mean, I'm glad to see like a small region pop off on like an
Yeah,
international
LAN
level,
experience
so I'm
was
happy
like
to
2
see that.
years ago.
That's right, dude. Zach
3 years
Almero,
ago,
they're
actually, it
absolutely
was
like it's weird too. They're
2019.
just running
Yeah.
around, and it's like wherever we look,
But
their
was it-
action, they're
was
just there.
probably
Like they're just like, hey,
like
there's action over there. I want to be
around
there
3.5
finding
years
eliminations.
ago? Not
Who are you
3.5,
hoping
no.
to see change things up as we
I think
kind
it
of
was around this
move
time of
into
the
later
year,
half of the
wasn't
day?
it? Or was it in
Well,
the
there's
summer?
a lot of off-spawn fights happening right
I
now.
just remember
You know,
watching it
Lillian
at like
Jones
7
is a
o'clock
little
and it
bit
was
into
already
the
dark.
towers, and whoever's just on the
So-
bad end of that, I want to see some adjustments from them and see if they can like put aside their ego and just make the right play, maybe
was
land
watching
somewhere
on my-
else or change it up. I mean, there's some
like,
spots
on
on the map
my-
that might still be uncontested.
I think I was
but,
watching
you're
it,
looking
like,
for that scrap loot and trying to make it to
in-game
end
on my
game. You might not want to
PlayStation.
make that change in the middle of the tournament, but it could be
Back then.
beneficial.
Yeah, I mean, you are pretty much known as like one of the guys that can adapt to anything, right? Think back all the days of like, I'm going to build a tower here, and I'm going to throw a million traps in here.
He's 6, I think he's the only
getting
guy
a
with
launch
LAN
pad.
experience. And like,
Do you maybe
like the
have
highest
advice for
Like, you
some of
think
these
like
players, maybe
back in
things
like that
we would
those
hope to kind of,
times
like,
when like
consider as we're now having
you know
that time to kind
it
of
was like
collect ourselves?
when Booga won World
So my
Cup,
biggest advice,
it was
I mean,
already
someone who's
considered
played
cringe
some
to
of
be
the
playing
pro-ams
Fortnite.
and in-person events, my biggest
Like,
regret
in
sometimes
my
is just
my
not
school.
going for it. There's like
And
a
no
little
one
bit of
played, that's
panic,
fair.
a little bit of
Only a few people.
nervousness on some of the
But
plays.
like the
You
popular
gotta really
people
just get
played
into
there.
that mindset, like,
So
you're,
thing.
you're playing at home. Like if you can get into that
It's
mindset,
weird.
play very comfortably, like you'll make plays and people will be shocked by it. They won't expect you to make those plays.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have like a favorite moment that has happened so far? Like anything that stands out like, yo, that moment was wild.
I mean, I've seen some crazy 1v2s, which is, I mean, just think about this lobby right here.
Yeah.
Like, we talked about the accolades that these duos have and the amount of FNCS championships. It's insane. I would not want to be playing against these guys. So to do a 1v2, and we've seen a few already, and I think we're going to see a little bit more going on, that's super impressive.
Yeah, I mean, watching a lot of these 1v2s happen, kind of like to what you're saying, it doesn't just happen, right? Like, it's kind of like walking up to professionals of your equal caliber and just be like, I'll just 1v2 you guys in front of a live audience, kind of casually, no big deal.
Why are they asking Cypher? Because Cypher's
it's
saying
a
like,
feeling
I would not
that's
like
unique,
to be
though,
against
especially
these
in an
guys.
in-person event
Cypher's
like this,
literally
you
a
hear the
no good
crowd
player.
cheer when you get that clutch, and it's
He was
exciting,
literally
but I'm
filming
curious,
like
Cypher.
5 or
We've
6
seen
hours to
multiple
set a
duos
fucking
from
quarter
Brazil
world
right now
record.
in the top 5, in the top 10.
He has a lot of
That
experience,
duo
too,
from
doesn't he?
Asia tied for first
Not
place.
that much.
We've seen a lot, but I want to know.
Maybe like
are you
OG days, but I
what
know
do you wanna
like
see
the
that
last
has
time
not
he really
happened yet?
did
Let me know if
something.
there's something that you're looking
Like he
forward to
played
happening.
with Nick Marks.
Well, I guess
was
one
last
thing that I
chapter,
did want to
but
see
it was
was
not,
some
like,
of these smaller
that
regions
crazy,
pop off. We're
obviously.
seeing that with Brazil and Japan, and I think like some of the less conventional playstyles and duos that people don't know about.
But everyone
showing up
knows
on the
him.
main
They can't
stage and
just
doing
get like
really
this
well, like,
random
it kinda shakes up the
analyst guy
scene,
like
and that's what I
who's
wanted
the
to
guy
see.
that
We're
does
seeing
the
it live, and you also
point
feeling
predictions,
the,
Kinch Analytics.
crowd
They can't just have
react,
him.
and they're rooting
There's
for
barely
someone
anyone
as well,
knows
which
him.
is great to see. So,
Especially people that aren't
it's been a blast.
competitive.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, seeing all these
But people
players
who aren't
get together
competitive, like everyone knows
with each other
Cypher.
as well, getting to interact. How important do you think that is on a player level?
Like
How
every
important
single
do you think it
pro
is to,
player
like,
knows
you know,
Cypher.
have some friends, make some communities, and enjoy it.
And
I mean,
every
it's
single
so important on a player
like
level, but even
5
just
year old.
from a competitive standpoint, like this is esports, like competing in
Jeez.
front of an audience and you know
He's got
having,
1.5K
having that
earnings,
pressure on
but
you
that's
and still
really just
performing and still
all
doing
World
well.
Cup probably, and
That is a
Invitational,
true
yeah,
testament to what kind of
Invitational,
player you are, in my opinion.
and
If you win
FNCS
online tournaments, that's great, but this is the true test of skill.
Yeah.
Cypher BK, thank you so much for your insight, brother. It's great to have you here in person. Fans, if you see him, make sure you say what's up to Cypher. Cypher. He's one of the coolest people you'll ever meet in your entire life. The players are currently on a little bit of a break as they collect themselves.
What I don't understand, yeah,
Casters, Monster Deface,
is like, how old was Ninja when like he was good at Fortnite? He was like already 20 or something, wasn't he?
All that hype about what your favorite moments. Look, I want to talk about what I've loved.
How does that even work?
Let's talk about how this script has
Surely like
flipped way
there'd be
upside
people
down
that are
from
like
a
15
super
and
person's
16
perspective.
who'd be way
I
better than
think,
him.
what we've seen today. And for me, the Brazilian region, Ed in the 2v1 situation there on the outside of zone. Wait for him to clutch up. And then PHC and Iquitos coming through, putting up incredible performances so far. What a way for them to represent for the entire Brazil region.
I like how you're going for a region that isn't necessarily the most talked about. No EU, no NA at all, neither one East or West. And I'm going to follow suit. I'm going over to that Asia region. I want to visit Japan one day, and I hopefully get to meet Zagu and Miriam. These guys are lighting up the leaderboard. They are putting on a show, and it's a show that I don't think anybody expected to see. And they put every single competitor on lobby on notice. We are here. We're here to contend. We didn't fly that long just to come home, which is $1,000, 50th place, just for a top 10. They want first.
And not to mention, they are coming off the heels of being the champions of their region. That was a big part of the entire story as to why we began rooting for them from the beginning, because we have never seen such a gathering like this before.
And it's only their second. This is their second finals appearance. That one championship, that was their first time playing together. They have a 100% win rate.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And you guys get to see some of those highlights right there as well. Just coming through, performing, playing these end games, and doing it in a way that not a single person on the internet that I follow expected. I can tell you that.
No, and that's exactly what I want to keep seeing, though. And I want to see also the TSM duo, Re and Epic. Well, I need to see them really step it up to the plate and to begin to knock it out of the park. But am I necessarily surprised? Not necessarily, because they do have slow starts, but they have great finishes.
Well, that's right. That's a quick temperature check from us. Let's keep this thing going.
Thank you guys so much. Fantastic insight just all the way around. As you can see, we've got a lot of empty chairs here. Our players, after the first 3 games, have a moment here to collect themselves, go back to the player lounge, talk amongst themselves, potential coaches there, whatever they need to do to kind of recollect and prepare for the last 3 games on the day. Now, earlier, we had a really cool moment. We got to listen on between Booga
Unfair, man. I want to see.
Duo and kind of hear what was going on. Well, guess what? We've collected a few of those for you guys that you might have missed during the game. So check this out.
Nice! Juvik.
You see clicks at them?
Yeah, they're here.
I see. Raiding the thing.
They slid. They're running away. I'm gonna go towards them and get some search, okay? Go to the pond and farm.
Come down. I'm stupid. And I'm trying 3 more. 1v, 6 way. One drop.
Have to go up. More HP.
This play was actually really bad here from hand, though. They could have won that game.
Lucky.
Nice try.
You saw that.
Wait, running in.
Kiro.
In
Like
the
the
stream.
play when they got second, I watched the replay because on the, I mean, when they showed the replay, because on the broadcast they only showed like the guys in height POEs, like on the start, and like they actually had 10 builds and they decided to spray them down after the crack. They just wasted like maybe not even 10 builds to get up there. They could kill them easily.
Panicking, don't freak out, don't yell. Just say, hey, this is what I got going. As I throw my pen apparently. I was way too excited. I threw my pen. Guys, I wanted to kind of take a moment here as our players are recollecting themselves. We see a few starting to make their way back on the stage as we prepare for the next set of games. What are maybe a few duos you guys feel like might be under the radar? I love that our cast was kind of touched on Zagu and Maram, right? We've been hyping this duo up from Japan. And for me, I'm thinking to myself, bro, this is just like a team from Japan. If there was more Japan representation at Invitational, I'd be even more concerned.
Look, I don't even know if I like saying under the radar, right? Because this duo, champions of Japan, now tied for first place in one of the first international events we've had in years, right? The first we've had in years. The way they're performing, coming from the Rave Cave, there's another 2 duos surrounding them, so they don't necessarily have a free loop path that's on con. They have to be cautious, they have to be careful, but they've done that every single game and got into the late game, got in their
their eliminations. They are playing so well.
Yeah, and you know what? Vivid earlier on the show, he said he wasn't usually impressed by a duo when he's VOD reviewing. Vivid, I hope you are impressed by these because, oh boy, are they putting on an impressive show right now. These guys, when I first looked at them, right, I was looking at them landing at the north side of Sleepy Sound.
Yeah.
Vino and Queasy decided, you know what, we're going to take control of this area. And they ran away. They went to the Rave Cave. That's where they're currently dropping. And you know what? At that point, I thought, I'm nervous. I'm nervous for this duo. Are they a little bit nervous? Are they a little bit scared going into this running away from one of the biggest teams? It's not a bad idea, of course, because seemingly it's working out.
I mean, they are just going absolutely ham. And remember, this is like, in that last game, we saw Meram go down, right? And in that game specifically, Zago actually tried to go for the revive.
Yep.
In an alternate universe, there's a universe where Meram was revived, and they 100% go on to win that game. So we'll have to keep an eye on this duel. Is there another duel for you guys you feel maybe might be under the radar, like truly under the radar?
Look, I don't want to say just one duo. I want to shout out both Zeke KBR and also Bachetin and Kitos. I mean, they've been playing so well, especially in this most recent game. They're getting to the late game, and not only that, they're getting in with a good amount of elims. If they keep up this consistency, I wouldn't be surprised if they maintain that spot in the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, and the latter there, you mentioned Bachetin and Kitos. Those guys are doing really, really good at getting that early aggression off spawn. They're getting their Storm Surge out of the way because, of course, they're landing at a central POI, that sort of red bridge just to the left of that sort of mid-map area. They're doing a really, really good job at getting the Surge. Of course, we had a few questions about that. Maybe there could be third parties coming in, of course, with there being such a central location, but they're answering all of the questions. And oh boy, are they fighting with some prowess. They're fighting with some aggression, and it's good to see. They're not nervous.
Yeah, Storm Surge, we saw it very prevalent in game one, right? A lot of these teams coming out and saying, this is a massive issue, and already within 2 games, we're seeing some of this being corrected. What might be a couple of the changes? Like, obviously, a lot of people kind of what we've hinted at is they're just getting aggressive, man. They're just saying, like, if you want to fight at my POI, let's do this. Let's go.
Look, speaking about a change, I want to see what Queasy and Vino do after this halftime, right? They've had 3 games. The first 2 went really well, and then this last one, they ended up getting eliminated a little early. I believe it was Queasy that was the last one standing. Vino got knocked down, and then he went for the revive and got taken out as well. So it might have just been, you know, a little mistake that happens. Mistakes always happen, but it's all about overcoming that, you know, leaving it behind you, adapting, and playing better in the upcoming matches. So I'm curious to see what they change. Yeah,
and of course they've had that break now, right? We don't usually have this in traditional tournaments. We don't usually have this half-time break in between 3 and or the first 3 games, the latter 3 games. So this is something that I'm excited to see. Who's made the most of this time? Who's been really looking at their gameplay? Who's been analyzing? How can we solve the problems that we've had? And it's going to be up to the teams that have used that time most effectively. I think they're going to be the ones that have come out on top.
And I hope some of them have even taken this time and just said, like, let's just calm our nerves down. Like, as incredible it is to have an audience just lose their mind when elimination goes out or a victory all happens, we just need to contain ourselves. Even if something goes wrong, we're eliminated off spawn, it's not the end of the world. Just calm the nerves. Right, these are 100 of the best duos that all 7 regions have, right? So if they lose an off-spawn fight, it doesn't mean they're a bad duo. It doesn't mean they're not capable of winning the competition. They just had one off-spawn bad fight, and they need to correct it.
Right, I mean, if you're going to have a bad off-spawn fight, or even a bad match, the best time to have that bad match is right before the break, right? Because you get the time to stay calm, stay collected, refresh your mind, get a bit of water, get hydrated, get some food in you, and continue playing.
Of course, and things can change so quickly as well. We saw a very, very north zone in that previous game, all the way up to Shiny Sound, and it wasn't necessarily the zone that we would have expected a team that landed all the way on the south, Joe and Ziandi, to do well in. But it just shows things can change, and it's about the teams that are most adaptable to those changes that are going to be able to find the success. I'm impressed so far with all these high ground plays because a lot of these teams, they are high ground teams, particularly on some of the regions that we haven't talked about so much. Those guys, they know how to play high, so nobody's safe.
That's right, man. All these duos are back at it. Just look as we've kind of taken moments to just visit with each duo. You can tell the focus is there. A lot of them are ready to get back at it. What are you guys hoping to see changes for these next 3 games?
Look, we've seen a lot of victory royales.
You're always looking ahead and you don't get distracted.
I want to see people down in the dirt, fighting back and showing what they're made of, right? Getting those elims on the teams up above and, you know, getting a VR from it.
You know who I think can do that? I mean, Seti, right? We saw it in game 1. They won on high ground, right? Which is very uncharacteristic for this duo. We're usually seeing them playing their materials, riding just on that edge of surge and just trying to keep their materials going throughout that end game with some refreshes, but they play very, very calmly, if you like, which is something that could be really, really useful for them. I was thinking, like, you know, they won game 1. Of all the teams that you want to win game 1, for the other players, you don't want it to be Cammy and Seti because they can play so consistently, and I'm expecting to see more of that from them. Hopefully this halftime break has given them some time just to chill. It's like, hang on a sec, we won game 1 on height. Like, what's this? This is so alien to us.
I think what's interesting too is I've seen a couple duos now. It's like, hey, you look over, they got like 5 elims, but they still don't have what it takes, right? They're out of ammo. They have no heals. They have no builds. Why is that? If we're capable of
Put out the stick.
at calibers like this, what are we lacking?
There's so many types of engagements that you can encounter during a match, right? It could be early game engagements that staggered out and lasted a long time. We have Merstash and Malibuka going against Tayson and Chapix. I mean, those two duos alone are literally titans of their own region, and having them go head to head, those engagements can last a little while. And if it takes a long time to finish an engagement, you lose a lot of materials, you lose resources, you lose shields, and even if you end up coming out on top from that engagement, you've already used everything, and it's difficult to come back from that.
Of course, I mean, look at the lobby, right? Let's
I'm
just
taking
take a
now,
look at it,
obviously.
because everyone in this lobby is incredible. They're not going up against the likes of me and you. They're coming against some solid players, and they're proving.
Yeah, I'm a
Well, I'm not confirming on
50
release.
shield
I don't
refresh.
know.
Don't even worry about me.
I confirm.
We do have
Also, I thought this move was really difficult to do.
friends over to you.
Like, just stuff like that. I don't know. But it's alright, I would
Thank
say.
you so much, Desk, and thank you guys for hanging out with us. We wanted to make sure that our players had a break between games 3 and 4,
My
get some food,
mechanic.
get some drinks, and now
I full choked them, man. So annoyed.
Your mechanics are really fine. But I feel like I can play better if I don't play claw. I feel like I have a lot more control of the mouse if I just play normal.
Yeah, you do have a lot more control of the mouse. It's a written fact, but you can't press the buttons very fast.
I feel I can. Doesn't feel like I'm slower.
But most, like 99% of pros play claw.
I mean, when I was watching some people, like when they were showing, right, when there was some clips from the thing, when they were warming up like this was 3 days. I mean, not warming up, just playing these 3 days. Like Buga played normal, not Cami, Sati played normal, I think.
Yeah, Mongol plays claw. And Noreli plays claw. And Badial plays claw. Tayson plays claw, doesn't he?
I mean, I don't know, he never face scanned. A new game, wait.
Do it. Nope. Get past this.
It's only like
What feels like
older people, I
crazy
think,
hurdle
play.
being contested on an in-person
Palm
event
grip just gives you slightly better, like,
you out of the equation here, but
control on
not
your
for these
mouse.
competitors. They
Doesn't
don't
mean you
let
aim
that
better.
little inconvenience
Just means
stop
like
them. If anything, they weaponize it. They've turned it into surge tag. They've
you can just
turned it into
get it where you want to be
great
more.
standings. Even Zagu and Marine here from Team Alpha.
Wait, is it started? Another game started?
For their entire region after
Alex Bailey dead again.
Huge. You got Thomas HD and Tripper.
They're dead already.
Commandment and Avery all landing towards the Rave Cave. Luckily enough, this is one of the biggest POIs with a ton of loot to go around. And you're kind of seeing not too many early game fights going down over there. Kitos and PH Zin trying to have that early game that they want, because for them, they've been doing so consistent lately out of this drop spot.
Why
not
can't
too
they
much
just save
contesting
the
going
Simba
by.
as well?
And for their Storm Surge, they have so many players around them so they can gather it.
Now, what's crazy is that the story of Brazil is W key, but not for them. They've made all their points through placement. They actually have some of the lowest eliminations overall. When you stand them against the others inside the top 5, they're actually at the lower spectrum. But Vico and Marine here starting to get into some dangerous territory. You can see the reality tree is no free position by any means. You have Retake and crew up above, Zandy and Joe, who have just taken home a huge moment and win for themselves, are now poised up at the sign-up station just south of Booga and Miro.
Yeah, and right now, even though they have uncontested drop, it almost makes me wonder with the zone kind of being towards the northeast portion. I was going to say exactly this, what Grim Gable looks like for Larson and Smite, who actually did win that off-spawn exchange last game against Buzz and Looter, trying to have that repeat success here in this game. But right now, they're just kind of taking their time. They're high up on the mountain, so they got to be careful for those third-party attempts to come through.
Now, Buzz and Looter are playing potentially spoiler here outside the Grim Gables, because we have this Larson and Smite duo who have fought their way on up to 7th.
Maz was
And
gunning
again,
so hard he
elims are
forgot
the
to
name of the
shave.
game for Larson and Smite. But this is where they have built their reputation, fighting in the early game,
managing to get so much experience being contested season after season. It started way back north where Vino and Queasy are, but hold up. Larson finds one, the trade is good, and Smite gets the other, and down goes OCE, Muzz, and Looter.
That was a fantastic play by Larson, reading him like a book. He turned the page and got an elimination as Mr. Savage strikes again. On1 goes down. Baka has to go ahead and figure out what to do next as iDrop's trying to get those angles. Right now, they're just trying to alleviate the pressure, but the Brazilian duo that you're talking about, King and Mr. Savage, they're looming in the distance, waiting for that perfect moment to strike.
And that's right. This is such a huge opportunity. Now remember, they land just west of the Chrome Jam Junction. For them to come in, sweep things up, could change the story around. There it is. They open up with a couple tags, but iDrop gets to the loot first. He's got the refresh. He's got a little more material, and you have to assume King and Ed are just a little bit more positioned and ready for this, but a good defense, a good bluff is all you need here to back them off, and it is going to be enough. King and Ed don't get to show us what they're made of in a clean 2v2.
Another team's kind of floating in towards Chrome Jam. That is the Asian powerhouse. But over here, towards the islands, towards Mighty Monument, you have the FNCS, NA West champions, trying to have that repeat performance in game number 1. That's Basil, that's Chase, that are under pressure. High ground is seemingly right now cemented to the PSG TNA duo.
Now Yuumi is very solid. Cool's gonna find Jason to feed there. It's up to Basubai, and South Basil has no teammate to work with here, and he is trapped inside this stone build here. This is a very tough tower to play out of. Awkward positions to build, and the terrain gets extremely weird. He does drop a few layers, but there's only 2 exits, and one of them's cut off by tons of enemy territory. So look at this. He goes out the back with the windows there, and that is that game knowledge kicking in there. Yuumi and Core looking so solid. This is what they do on a day-to-day basis, isn't it, Jacob?
Yep, this is exactly what they came to do here with that
I honestly think the problem with those is just like
they ran away with it on day 1, and when push came to shove, they held on to it in day 2 to take home that crown.
How's it called?
But you can
Like
kind of see the Brazilian
players that
duo
are so
slowing
bad.
things down just a
I mean,
little bit.
not so bad.
They thought
like
it was going to be an
just
easy
like there
third
is
party
not
on
as
Mr.
much
Savage
like
and
good
Baka
players,
on
so
one,
like even
but
the
it wasn't
matches they
as easy
play are
as we
not like
thought.
on that high quality, so
Definitely,
they
and
can't
of
even
course,
get that good
plenty
practice.
of highlights as well. Let's get caught up with how this
probably a
unplayed
problem.
and unfolded. So On1 just gets snuck up on there.
Ooh.
You saw all the chrome builds. He says, no, I'm not going through that. We're going to go and take the easy path here.
Bye, Joe.
iDrop was kind of talking about. He said, I've been dropping here for 12 months.
Right.
I'm ready to fight. I'm not splitting loot. I came to take what's mine. And he does it game after game after game. If they can keep up this type of consistency, mix that with an opportunity to take the end game, this is a recipe for a duo that can catch fire at any moment. Because you got to remember, one of the last in-person events that we had, not the last one, but one of the last, Mr. Savage took it out on top. You had Bizzle.
There's guys in the chat. Does anyone know how to get bat bling and spray? Do I have to watch the stream?
To the old trusty, right on top of this air blimp. This is what you
Oh
expect.
my
This
god.
is a huge double-edged sword here where you expose yourself, but you just open up the entire terrain.
I am
before
claiming
you.
my spray.
We jump on over to Kitos and
Let's
PH
go.
in here.
Hey, did you get it?
Absolutely phenomenal.
I mean, I
They
Oh, yeah, I
have
see.
more
You have to get it
eliminations
here.
than players inside the top
View
10
details.
than any other
What the fuck
duo,
actually wants
just
to
showing
spray?
us exactly what they
I
are
did was
capable
the
and
spray
made
and
of.
those
Champions only screen and crowned emoticon.
Consistently take out teams at
Connect
the top.
my
And
Epic
that
Games
is
account.
perfect
Oh
preparation
my
for a
god,
lobby like this.
nope.
Because you got to think the Brazil region, they're fighters. They love to fight. And right now they're playing against
Oh, well,
the
what's
best,
that
and it's working
noise?
out.
Let's talk a little bit about this zone for a second here. For the first time now, we see a little
Maybe it's the
northern
TV
wall
screens.
off to the east, so we get another kind of shake-up. So the last
Like you
time
stood
we
next to loads of
shiny,
TV screens that were like,
work out for Vino and
Stacked up,
Queasy,
I mean.
but what we did see was that they
Yeah.
were so just suited for a big game. And now that we know that, it should be the same story. But let's get on over to Lustrous Lagoon here. It's crazy to me how Runa and Peppo have demanded so much
Lustrous
respect from
Lagoon,
this entire
what?
regional competition that no one has decided to contest
heard
in
the
here
names
at the
are
Lagoon.
different here.
We've known in seasons past, this is a hot spot.
Yeah, and I love how they're playing. They know exactly what
I
happens.
don't remember when
to
it's
any
called
team
this.
in Lustrous Lagoon if they have it
Same.
uncontested. You
Maybe
take too long to loot, these other team on the outskirts will begin to climb up onto that mountain and put the shots
hope the
down.
game
They
is
met Chimp and Scram there. They don't want to let anything go easy in a lobby like this, but Chimp You can kind of see him crouching down, biding his time, trying to minimize the audio that he does give out, reuniting with Scram, trying to get that elevation in, but no opportunity is going to be given up by Runa and Peppo.
Love the focus that we're seeing from Chimp right now. As
That's
he's
where
starting
Chimp
to
looks like a
line
school
up
bully.
Runa and Peppo here. Not afraid of taking a fight, but also playing
Like, I would
extremely
literally
smart.
bet
He
he's a
does have the slight disadvantage. But Runa
Yeah, an American
swings
school bully.
the thing around
But he
there.
didn't go
He
to
said,
school.
"Hold up."
He can't fit through the main door.
Meanwhile, Queasy looking for tags here in the distance. So there is all types of battles starting to shape up and potentially heat out right now. And remember, this is all in loom of potential storm surge, right?
It's like just a grown man screaming.
Scram, Chimp, still in that high ground fight. The thing is, they're in zone. Every team that landed south is going to come here on this side. This is going to be the most congested side of the map monster. They have to be careful. They got to start looking to end this fight quick, whether it's taking the actual fight or just trying to disengage.
Zagu doesn't stop though. He finds Falconer in the feed there while this fight is raging on here. Chimp still looking around, just saying, hey, Scram, I trust you. Do your thing. Take that toe-to-toe. Keep them busy. Meanwhile, Chimp's like, I'll look for tags in the distance, make sure no one sneaks up. The confidence to trust in Scram to play by himself here.
Like when someone dies on the end of the game, he just literally like lights up a cigar and just starts smoking
Falconer in the distance. The shots just coming in. And you can see how he went down. He had no choice but to go forward. Storm was going to eat him alive. And I think that's still Queasy and Vino on top of the blimp, lending that helping hand inadvertently.
And then they just W key straight across as well. They're like, you're not going to get that save whether you want to or not. We're here to fight, and we're going to make sure we solidify the elim. That will effectively allow them to take first place, breaking the tie. Now, Vino and Queasy, of course, are just behind them, and this is going to become a matter of who can survive the longest and play the best, of course. So this is still a moment, and big decision to make. Chrome Splash, the launch pad, it looks like they drop him.
What are you choosing? I like the Chrome Splashes personally.
I'm trusting in their gut. It doesn't matter what I want. They got the launch pad. I want the launch pad too.
Go ahead. Actually does give you options. Short pad. You can do the high pad. You can go ahead and try to take high ground if you're able to hold on it towards the end game. And this is going to be the first instance of Storm Surge in game number 4 that we're going to see all day long. We've seen teams not necessarily manage it the best, and that being the sole focus of why they get down. But game number 3, Victory Royale winners, Joe and Zandy, 58 below the damage threshold to continuously fall.
Yeah.
Check the viewer count.
Pardon?
Check the viewer count.
Oh, Fortnite?
Yeah.
54k.
It went down by 40k.
91
Yeah.
below here, but
I'm telling you, they should
the
have
longer they wait, the more
like
likely
started
enemies
it earlier.
are to set up, so they have to get going. Off to the air vent they go. Can they get there in time? He misses it just slightly.
There's just like 40,000 screaming children at their parents.
How quick was the setup there? Nicely done. That little bit of defense is something. Sometimes all you need to go in and buy you some time.
But they're still 46 below the damage threshold. They have a lot more room to cover as well, but luckily for them, they have the Chili Chug Splash. They have the Mighty Monument. As Nico has an elimination onto Miriam. Can he be able to clean that one up and get the spoils after that falls all together? Moraine and Vico really trying to show up this game, and you talked about it during that break about how stacked that top of the leaderboard actually is.
Hero, you think these Asian guys that are doing pretty good are gonna be like the new king? Like not like the skill level, but just like the I don't know how to say
They
it.
if they win, maybe.
Not
If they come second. Oh.
Because like King got 5th that he was like that young demon. That just did really good.
I'm just gonna get somewhere quickly.
Let's get safe, and that's what they do first. But it is not looking good for our first place team now.
Yeah, so many teams just barely on the threshold, either above or below, as Runa and Peppo trying to keep things going. They are 244 below the damage threshold, going up against Pete and Anas, who've also had their own struggles when it comes to Storm Surge. This could be a good fight for both of them. A huge shot coming out of Peppo. Beacon and Oz, they have their backs up against the wall, trying to get out alive, but the backfire comes through. Vidil gets an elimination as well. Everybody in this fight is under siege. Pink, with his back up against the wall, takes them both down.
And EU takes down Asia in a 2v2 head-to-head with no interference in the distance. Chapix cleans things up onto Z, Andy, and Joe are game 3 winners, and now Chapix and Tayson continue to play upset. Let's just take a look at the highlight. How did it all go down? He walks up, Man, this is why Chapmix is so good. This is what he did in the World Cup. This is what he's doing here now, and ooh, you can see the pain. That was a tough one.
Yeah, that's definitely tough here, but luckily for them, they did get that victory royale. They're at the top side of the leaderboard. One bad game does not decide your future. As Queasy and Vino under siege yet again. Just a sliver of HP. Storm Surge doing its wonders, but they have 10 splashes. But Vino has to try to get him out. That means Queasy has to alleviate some of the pressure with the builds. But shots coming in from the distance. Luckily for them, it's another team that is struggling to surge, so they're not the sole focus of the lobby just yet.
Now this is insane. First place has already lost a teammate. Now Vino and Queasy who are in second, just points behind, are so hurt here, and the surge is continuing. They will have to take this fight. That's not an easy duo, and that one isn't either. This is looking very, very tough now for Queasy and Vino.
As Merrim gets knocked down again to Edgy. They're just going through it this game. We talk about consistency being the key. 44 below the damage threshold. Commandment and Avery become the targets to Queasy and Vino. But how long
Ooh, Vino, Queasy.
Just only a few ticks away. The short pad coming through. They get the damage, but is it going to be enough to go above the damage threshold? Yo, it is not, but it is.
Why did they pad
the
here,
tail end, barely going to be enough.
They're 43 above, but they're getting tagged.
Monster to fight another day.
How did Queasy survive that with 1 HP, and now he gets to fight back just a little bit here? Can he find anything? Was there something left behind? They should know better. This is their landing spot. This is their home territory, and they're just gonna go ahead and look for scraps now. And just like that, they knew what they left behind, and they are gonna be back.
That's so lucky as a seal cake.
Some of the biggest brains in Fortnite to kind of remember something like that. That is outside of the box thinking, but the Storm Surge has not
To remember where Shield Cake was.
yet. 49 still below the damage threshold. Commandment and Avery, I don't know how they made it out alive either, but they're still doing a good job this time around. 187 above the damage threshold. Let's see what they can do when it's
Pretty annoying now that the surge is 7% though. Like if you have problems, you're just gonna keep having problems.
Vino says we need some E-Link,
Vino.
but no, he gets taken out, and Queasy, it's up to him, and he
No.
and all of a sudden,
Yeah, Queasy always smashes their desk every time.
Zagu is there to play in the mess here. He is putting his own 2 thoughts into the battle. He has not given up. And this is an opportunity now. Look at Zagu's HP. He is so hurt there off to the side. And now he turns and burns. He's like, yeah, I'm going to leave it to you, Avery. I'm going to leave it to you, Commandment.
I don't think Queasy should play this.
Savage is still alive.
Yeah, and that's huge for the loot for Savage and iDrop, because now they can kind of pick and choose. You see, he still has some bandages there, so he's trying to look for something else to maybe trade it off. But with 2 launch pads, the zone right now is not going to be a worry at all, especially since Commandment and Avery are already making their rotation outward. But another team landing towards Cloudy Combos, Malibuka and Murstache.
So let's think about this, right? 3rd place is out. Joe and Z-Andy are out. That's going to allow things to get really competitive at the top. But now that we see Queasy and Vino crossed out as well, it is that much closer here. Let's take a look at these quick highlights here. How are they so far ahead of the surge? Well, there you go. You ask and you receive. Jamper just gets clotheslined without any notice.
It almost looked like they were thinking the same thing. Let me knock on this door, take this piece away. But Jamper was just a little bit too slow to the punch. Bros Rifty trying to fly high through the sky. Tripper and Thomas. It's like target
I thought
practice for them
Miami
as
shit.
Matt
What
Wood
was
does
that?
go down to Hydro, and there goes the lead.
You saw the tape, Kiro.
Look how stacked it is. Only 8 points separating those
Too
teams.
boring, to be honest.
Remember, Joe and Andy are down and out. Zagu has jumped back into the game here.
Impressive.
46 damage above the surge. All he has to do is out-survive 2 players, and you would think it would not be possible, but he has found his way back into this game here, and he is still getting that much more lucky. Sometimes all it takes is a little bit of luck, and look at the heals come back to reward him here. He's going to hold on and continue to earn. Seti and Cammy
Look, really smart though, because he's only a bit above the surge. He takes the Cobra instead of 1.
Falling short. But as we know, they're slow, they're steady.
Yeah, for them, it's not just chasing after elimination. They're not forcing any of these plays. Like you said, slow and steady wins the race. And for them, they let these opportunities naturally present itself while gathering all the information in the lobby. They know exactly what to do as long as they're not playing with their backs up against the wall. Clicks and Duke, another highly skilled team, 353 above the damage threshold. They already have an elimination. For them, it's just making it to the end game itself.
And it's crazy to show the disparity, the point difference between Clix and Duke there, and first place, 47 points separate, 20th from first. It shows you that's about a 2-game spread. You have to play very, very well, but it also shows you one big win, and you're inside the top 10 undoubtedly. You are very much right back into this game if you can just get one.
Yeah, mindset and handling this pressure is going to be huge because it's easy. You know, 12 games, being in a stage like this, you go down early, it starts to sink in that doubt. It's easy to believe in that doubt, but right now, you guys are the best of the best on that stage. You need to snap yourselves out of it and really pick it back up because this is game 4 out of 12. You have every chance in the world to make a comeback.
Ju and Yusra have been contested on the drop to the hands of OCE, Alex and Bailey.
Bro, like surely, yeah? You know, like all the players are using studded axe, yeah? Like most of them, though, yeah? Most of them, yeah? You agree? I've been looking anyway. Most of them, pretty much everyone I've seen. Actually, no. In fact, every single player I've seen with their pickaxe out has been using studded axe. Yeah. And then, so surely, Fortnite will realize that most of the pros use the studded axe in this thing. So then they'll bring it back in the item shop, so I can buy it.
But they can at least slow things down, start to gather the information like a lot of these other teams are going to be needing.
Yeah, I have been.
Them having the high ground, if they pull zone, they're going to be in the perfect position to terrorize the rest of the lobby. Oof.
Smite and
Nobody
Larson
gets it.
Smite and Larson still alive here. They came in 7th place. 3 elims added on to where they left off. Now effectively
It hasn't been in the shop since July.
As well. I have a question though.
Wait, no. August.
Snaking his way.
No, I just searched it on Fortnite Tracker and it shows it.
That consistency paying off right now as we know it should. Scented and Cold are just proving.
I know it is looking up, but it's not like I typed into Google. When will studded axe be back in the shop? Because no one knows when it's going to be back in the shop, do they? Like those cringy videos. The new Iron Man skin is coming to Fortnite. And EA 10,000 V-Bucks Iron Man skin.
Luckily for them though, that's not too much. That's one good shot, but the same thing happens to them. They're under pressure. 19 HP, trying to get the splashes off, but now Zone is taking them out. Cold goes down, it's all to Scented. And it looks like
Acorn
and Edgy were just
Scented. Right, I'm leaving zones already, what? I'm watching now.
Left to do it by himself, but he has been here before. That is where he feels most comfortable. Meanwhile, Pink and Enough, they have so much catching up to do. They have already picked up 5 elims. This is exactly the type of pacing they want to be on, coming into an end game. But Cammy and Seti are here in the mid ground. P18 and Kitos are there as well. This is one of the most dangerous that we have seen, and it's players who are fighting to get that.
I don't see him anymore. Arthur, get out.
But he needs that siphon to come through, and it goes in just in the nick of time. Trying to stay alive. Chili Chug Splash to try to go ahead and gain the speed to get to the outside of zone. Somehow Anas is down. You got to thank Commandment Avery for that one. So now Pink is left as a solo. What can he do with only 3 builds to his name?
And they take high ground again in this game here. 4 elims now. Things are
What's Avery doing?
Interesting for NAEs. Avery says, come down. Let's go to the low ground and wait for him to start taking the lead here. Now, usually we call Commandment the Mr. Clutch, and Commandment says, trust in me. I have this high ground on lock. Meet me at the top.
Did you hear what this guy was saying? He was saying, Avery said...
I know what to say. Avery just accidentally went off. See, look, Malabuka studded axe. Every single player. Bro, trust me, just watch and you'll see. Look, Pinky, guarantee, studded axe.
And back to Pink here. Look at Pink's perspective. He's on that low with 7 elims. He has not stopped picking up Malabuka. Continues to fight though. Yustri is gonna fall there, and a quick elim. Someone's behind him though. Now he turns around, and it's just enemy territory everywhere. Which way are you gonna go, son? That's the zone. Larson and Smite are still alive. This is where they do the most work, but no, it's not enough. They get wiped up.
I drop.
Shot missed.
See, I told you, every single player.
They're trying to move up to the top leaderboards as Thomas HD goes down. Trippin feeling the pressure as a solo here, changing elevation. That was a huge play because look how many teams are stuck down low towards the low ground, but now he has to meet him down there as Commandment Avery begin to put on the pressure. Malabuka, 4 eliminations as a solo, 6 as a team. The damage continues, and he's putting on a show.
He doesn't stop. Down goes Rifty. 5 Eels. Can he get another? No, it's not.
Bro, why is there like women screaming?
He's got it in him, and now
He's got it in him. What?
Bro, everyone's dead.
You heard that? He got it.
How many maps he has?
Seti, who's representing on this low ground.
Savage and iDrop still alive.
Game for Seti is everything here.
But I just hear the commentator, he said he's got it in him. Bro, how sus can you be?
Oh, Savage is obviously using the bat pickaxe. He got no mats for now.
You have to love the move in here. Oh my god! Another one. He does not stop. Seti might just be next.
Maybe he's
Bro,
girlfriend or something.
High ground is still NA East.
He has like 5 builds left.
Have everything working for them as Savage.
So we're gonna say I said he's got like 5 girlfriends.
I could find a chance here. He needs to pick and choose this wisely. Do you go for 2 elims on the low ground or a chance at first? And down goes Savage. Seti knows better, and it's a great game for Commandment and Avery.
A huge victory royale and a huge boost for the NA East champions of Chapter 3, Season 3. Commandment and Avery switched up their games after halftime, and it pays off big.
And that's why you have to love that little moment where the players get to hit the drawing board. Look at that smile on Commandment. You love to see it as they have managed to put up a huge win and represent. And again, the story goes now. 2 for EU, 2 wins for NA East. It's just back and forth, showing us how close the competition really is.
And you're seeing the polar opposite of what happens to some of these teams. But let's go ahead and listen to them.
Hate this woman, man.
Dig deep to figure out how they did it.
Thank you so much, Jacob. Clearly, you guys have made a great change. What exactly have you done differently in Game 4?
We just looked for height way more than like game 1, 2, 3, and like we just landed on it and like won the game, bro. I don't know.
So is that going to be the strategy for the next game?
When it's free like that, we're definitely gonna be on high ground.
I mean, you obviously seem to be feeling great right now.
Nah, Avery. 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 Bro. Bro, he's down bad. Bro. Bro. He just stared at her breasts for like 2 seconds.
And I'm so thankful they kind of had that moment to be like, yo, my hands
can't
are
even
shaking.
bait.
Like, that's what's going on. This pressure is unlike anything. And the moment that these guys took a pop
He's
off,
so awkward,
you can
like.
hear the crowd going absolutely ham.
Oh, what an idiot. We'll get clowned on Twitter for that.
Way more aggressive than anything else we've seen.
It's what you love to see, right? Malabuka.
Surely someone else saw that.
Solo. Mr. Savage popping up like a solo. Pink in 6 zone with 5 elims, but then Avery and Commandment taking it from above, taking the high ground and finishing it off with a nice little VR. Look, we just had halftime. They had a little break. I don't even think they changed up their strategy a lot, but just that little moment of time to reflect and get back into the game, it's changed a lot.
And you saw that right there. The refresh from Commandment, that was so crucial in them holding the high ground.
Is that the 4th game?
Little look, Commandment had 200 wood when they were on high ground in a second moving zone. It wasn't going to be enough. That was a crucial refresh from Commandment, and that is ultimately what got them the victory, right? They were able to take the high ground and spray down below right at the perfect time as well. Look at the standings.
Oh, man, and you know what's crazy too? Cammy and Seti, we saw Seti make top 3 there, right? And even though he was a solo, he held on. But really quickly, Adam, I think you want to talk about Spud something? What you got, friend?
I got so much for you guys right now. I'm joined by the almighty Clicks and Duke, everyone! We're working so hard over here right now. Duke's hand warmer has exploded in his hand because he's working that hard. Duke, currently you guys are sat, I think, in 13th place, 82 points. After 4 games, how's it been being out there amongst the rest of the competitors?
I'm feeling good playing with the loot that we have. We're doing really well. We're leaving off spawn with like 2 minis max, maybe like a big pot, and we're still doing good. I'm feeling good right now.
Doing fantastic. I mean, Clicks as well. Prior to this competition, you almost partnered with Pink, who was, obviously is dropping in the same area for Jonesy as you guys. How's it being testing yourselves against them each POI and each drop?
You know, it sucks. Like what Duke said, we're leaving terrible loot, and we always have to come back. But you know, good luck to them. And you know, it's pretty close right now.
It is only 20 points at the top, I think.
Yeah, it's like 10. We're 10 points between each other.
Okay.
But good luck to them. You know.
Looking good. I love that. Great sportsmanship there. Big up for Clicks and Duke, everyone. And heading down this way to, coming over to Pink and Anas. What's up, Pink? How are we? I couldn't miss you with the hair. Looks great.
They don't interview the Asian guys because they don't speak English.
Anas is playing good. And
Just imagine if they win.
Following me and I'm playing good. So far it's good.
What's gonna happen then?
Like,
They're gonna get hit from the game.
final moment there.
Bro, like.
I've been rich. I've done it all. And 100% of the time when I meet a person who has lots of money and is very, very frugal with their lifestyle.
Did they interview Queasy yet? Did they interview Queasy and Vina?
How did you know?
Watch this.
Thank you so much, Adam, and fantastic just to hear from these players. I love this setting, right? We can literally just go, I want to know what those players are thinking. Let's walk up, let's ask them a couple questions, and kind of see them. You can even tell, like, they're still pretty focused, right? Like, of course, they're going to answer Adam's questions, but there is definitely, like, a level of resolve right there where they're like, look, I just want to get in this next game. I want to get the run back.
Look, I want to speak.
Yeah, the reason they don't struggle to answer the questions is because they're all socially
We normally
awkward.
see them XL in day 2, but now they're popping off in day 1, 120 points. They're showing their consistency, but I just really hope.
Really fast though. Like one of the NA West guys, how he was sitting there when they were interviewing. That's actually like. No way he was like sitting.
120 points.
Wait, I'm gonna try to find it though. Here's this thing, this. On 2x speed, I should probably find it pretty soon. Tell me when the game starts, I wanna try to look for that.
Bro, it looks like he looks like Simon Mini Minter. Like he has pink hair. So he got all those mats.
Just sit here. Just wanna find that thing.
Really not in the mood right now. Feeling the blues right now. Gonna stack my shit. Feeling like I lose right now. Right now. Lose right now. Shorty a todo. Man, soy. Love. So say.
They're landing. Oh, Larson died out of the air, maybe? No? I dropped Savage dead right away, bro. What?
Meow. Bro, why is he wearing a bat bling?
4 now. Meanwhile, don't forget, Kondo has the battles there too.
I know,
Let's take a look
but
here.
like,
This is how they go for high ground. He beats them to
he wears a bat bling.
Whoa!
He just lets them know he's
Best Savage turns and burns on iDrop. What an incredible 2v1 representing for NA West. You didn't think it was possible, but they're putting it up. That's 2 for 2.
And another action
Oh,
going down very early yet again. Cloudy Condos, we haven't seen too much of it right out of the gates, but Chapix is down. Aqua was able to get the knock, and they're hunting. They're hunting for Tayson right now.
Let's see it. Cloudy Condos is a tough spot to fight, especially at the southern area. The southern area is more often taken by a singular team of Reason and Aqua, but Malabuka and Murstache got a little lucky here as Tayson tries to steal in and sneak away some loot, but you see the knock body there. No save just yet. They're going to leave him behind. They're baiting it. They want Tayson to try to go for Chapix here. Aqua gets punished, though. And now, little lesson learned, he slows down.
This is fabulous for Malabuka and Murstache, though, because now they have options. They can loot up, they can get the resources, everything that they want, and more as Aqua gets knocked, but Tayson gets taken out. Chapix and Tayson are the second team. EU are the only 2 teams down out of this game so far, but if you look at the leaderboard, Seti and Cammy sitting strong in first, Thomas and Trippin close by, but now Malabuka and Murstache, knowing that that fight just ended, they can either go right away and try to clean it up, or they can continue doing what they're doing, loot up and try to get out, but we know how aggressive this team is going to be, and I think it's going to be the first choice.
Let's see it. There's still a chance. There's still time left in the ticker here, but things are not looking too hot. Let's jump on over to Larson and
Unlucky door.
Grim Gables. This is now, again, the second time we get to catch it real early where they have this slight advantage. The last time it was Looter who fell first and then left it all up to Muzz. It's looking like this might be the same story once again. Looter and Muzz, notably not that successful in early game battles versus Larson and Smite as a comparison who have such better odds just historically. And so far it's been just like that.
Yeah, that was a huge shot landed by Muzz, but in that 2v1 situation, it's easy to kind of stabilize yourself, heal up, and now Muzz is just trying to get out. He's trying to survive, and it's going to be up to Larson and Smite to kind of let him. Do you let him survive? Do you continue to chase? And right now, they are hot on his heels. They don't want to let these 2 points. They don't want to let that refresh. They don't want to let this elimination slip through, and right now, it is not, but that was an explosive ending. That Muzz almost makes magic happen.
Smite says, you want a show? I'll give you a show. Hold this pickaxe. And down goes Muzz. What a way to really assert yourself here. Meanwhile, on the other side,
By who?
Vico and Marine push up on Retake and Novice here inside the box. Vico with a quick finish, and then steps over to the side. He
was like out of bullets
at the reality tree as
Bro,
well.
like Luther is actually really shit though.
Punishment there. That's tough. But it happened.
Yeah, but he's in IGL.
They continue all around.
You know, it's like when what was it? It was Mass Speedy and Luther when they moved
this time around. What are they doing?
They won what 2 FNCS in a row on OC. I think they moved to OC. I mean to NA. They were barely maybe getting earnings. Like you see, Maz was
good. Maz was good. It's just Power and Luther. Who's the other one? Who's the other one that moved? Just, I know Maz did really well on NE. He won FNCS.
Game situations, and more importantly,
didn't he?
Is just gross when it comes down to head-to-head. That is not a player you can sleep on
Maz won
by any means. And Jamper is
NE
a veteran.
FNCS
He does not get the credit he deserves.
with like
he has put in
Booga.
so much work for years now on the NA East region, and he always seems to fly under that radar.
They're terrible.
And this is a respectable disengage, right? They come on in and say, "Oh, look, these guys are healthy." I don't know where it's clicks and
They make Chapix look like no really.
Yep, but now you can see Rob, Bob, Kabam, and Wax trying to bring it over towards Chimp and Scram, towards the outskirts, and another team looming in the distance. That's Peppo and Runa. And another team coming from the Lighthouse. That could be Pamsto and Fatch. Who knows? Either way.
I don't know why Maz is playing with Luther.
Let's see it, the breakdown though. Looking for the chop here. It's held on by nothing, and now it starts toppling over, but there are players in the distance here making it tough for them, ruining their plans. But down come Chimp and Scram. So, okay, there is a little development here. They do get to reset. Blind shots into the bush. Robabs is like, hold my mini shield. Let me show you what I can do. And he hits some huge tags there. Peppo and Runa, though, are looking at Chimp right now, and they open fire, but no tags there.
Yeah, and you can kind of see Chimp Scram. Chimp, you're talking about one of the most consistent players on the NA East region. He knows exactly what to do in a lot of these different situations. He's just trying to get out. He realized so many teams are here, so many teams are trying to disrupt and kind of put their hand into the mix, and that's not something they want to be a part of, but that piece control and the peaks, the shots on the defensive end are huge for Chimp and Scram, because now that put that fear into Peppa and Runa. Do we continue to fight this off? Do we continue to lose health? As it looks like they're even trying to keep their distance.
Yeah, Chimp doing an excellent job defending here, but you know, a refresh would be even better in this instance, but the pressure comes in, he loses his shield, and they are starting to run out of gas here. Robob and Walk up to the wall. They say, hey Chimp, we thought we forgot about you. But no, too much
I didn't know it's that possible to get that fat with EU food.
To them. They go ahead and take this as a small W to Scram. Really loves to defend himself here, and he's doing an excellent job.
Why?
Interesting right now because everybody tried to disengage in a moment, but at the same time they're so close together. There's only so much you can do. But Runa, he takes a huge amount of damage. They got to figure out a way to stabilize right here. But Chimp and Scram, they know so many teams are around. They don't want to bite off more than they can chew. They don't want to put themselves in a position they might later regret as the shots are still coming in. Scram goes down. Chimp under siege. He's trying to figure out a way to survive. He has no fields left to his name. Rabab Kebab as well. Every single one of these players are now going to be stuck in zone.
This is crazy. Runa and Peppo starts to fight.
They're mostly skinny.
Yeah. I think Fortnite's one of the ones where he helps to be skinny, but there's other games like League of Legends where it doesn't really matter.
I want this fight. Robot plays the low ground. Runa comes to support, and all of a sudden he is trapped like a mouse chasing cheese, and it might just be all over here. 10 HP. Moments are ticking. Runa's down. He's hurt, but Watts falls first, and Peppo gets the first elimination there for his duo.
1 HP for Runa.
This
They got the men miss
like
to stay alive. Can they? Okay, there's another rift there. I was gonna say I thought they were gonna get the rift in time, but there's
His
another rift
hands
there.
are
Not
just
too much to worry about for them. But every one of those teams that were fighting there that might not be the most healthiest are still gonna have to go through Pam, Stu, and Fatch. But on board, Belusi and Hijo, they're feeling good. They got themselves a spot in his own.
Yeah, and you know what? This is a perfect time to catch up with Vivid with a mid-game analysis.
Guys, the action is popping off so much so that we missed the fight over here at Chrome Crossroads. Alex and Bailey haven't had the best of starts to the day, but game 5 here, they find these 2 early eliminations, and we know that they love to play the higher ground. Just we want to show you guys these reactions. They're so happy to find this as well. The dances come out. We'll have to see what type of momentum this uses for them.
Alex and Bailey dancing after they won in, like, I think, the 4th.
And now we jump over with PH, Zin, and Ketos, who are sitting up on high ground, you know, hands off the desk, relaxing right now, just soaking in what an exceptional day it has been for them. They have played so well, and the zone is now going their way, so for the first time, we have this zone pulling far northwest. This is the backyard of King, Ed, Merim, of course, and Zagu here. Excellent players up top.
This could be actually a recipe for success for the Asian powerhouse, the Japanese team, to kind of take a big game and take up that first place spot right back. They're right now in center zone. They have the highest elevation in the lobby, and a couple teams all around in case Storm Surge does become a problem. As Commandment and Avery over still towards Rave Cave. They have Launchpad to use. They have enough rotation. So they're going to be one of the last teams to leave the spot altogether.
And again, just excellent. Commandment and Avery coming off of Victory Royale, zone pulling their way. This is a perfect recipe to take that momentum and bring it on home. So we are watching several teams now literally catch a little bit of that favor in the feed. Hellfire finds Booga, and down he goes. Trouble in Chonkers down south. That's that late zone rotate, and that is what happens when the zone pulls far north. You could do your little dead side western rotates, but at the end of the day, there are players waiting there too. It's just textbook reads.
Oh, I saw on the feed there just a few seconds ago, Queasy and Vino, they were able to get a knock onto, I think it was Merim or Zagu there for a moment. Are they going to be able to kind of run up and clean it up? I think they got the elimination altogether.
Now keep in mind, Marine coming into that last game, they were in first and second tied leading, and they have fallen to 5th. So this is a huge opportunity here.
That's where you take it into your own hands, take full control of that one. And you can see he was just out of position. You cannot be out of position in a lobby like this. That is what is going to be a decision you regret for the rest of your life. But Miram, we see Zagu pick up a ton of points as a solo last game. Now it's Marin's turn to return the favor.
And you see what he does here. He recognizes, hey, wait a second.
That's scary.
Vino and Queasy might know I am the solo. I think I've been outed. Let me defend myself to the west and put all of my focus on Vino and Queasy so they do not sneak up. Excellent plays right there. Just smart play. We're seeing what Asia is capable of. Meanwhile, Seti, Cammy, inside the Storm. This is their home territory. Dead center, more or less on the split. And now they get to hit that rotate.
PH Zen and Kitos from Brazil. We talked about them,
what's going on?
damage threshold, but they're a team that
There's
can
in.
pop off at a moment's notice. They have the most eliminations in players in the top 10.
I'm the only worthy opposition.
Read it right there. But the 189 below the damage threshold, that is so concerning for me, but it looks like
It probably is PH. Like, I would
They
want.
might be below as well. This is between two teams, two powerhouses trying to land big shots. PH Sin loses his teammate. 2v1 situation. Arthur and Mixon trying to get into the box.
This is the first time we see PH Zin lose his teammate this early in the game. This is a huge development for him. And notice the problem is he didn't quite get to the zone early enough, and Z, Andy, and Joe capitalize on that solo opportunity, and PH Zin falls. And now they have a chance to
What do you think it is?
Here quite substantially. This is really beginning to open up and become much more interesting. And let's not forget, 5th place again.
I mean,
Kareem left by himself as well. So
Fazin just doesn't sound like it's not.
duo is struggling here.
It wouldn't be a word because it's like 3 non-vowels. I can't remember what the name is.
Especially on a team that's looming into the distance. Basil in a 1v2 situation. He tries to peek and take a shot. But 2 prime shotguns are better than 1. They take him down in a blink of an eye. Baka trying to carry that momentum from the early game, but only 62 above the damage threshold. That's something that is looming in the back of their mind. And they haven't even left Chrome Jam Junction all game
I'm just gonna call him Fins. I think.
They have King and
Fins.
Some of the regional dangerous fighters right there. We saw
Yeah, I know. I don't care how I say the name. I'm just saying it how I want to.
While being pressured. Snacky returns a huge
Don't like that.
onto Duke there. So
Fazin.
now he goes as Click managed to find a trade too. So for them, it's still a tough situation, and even worse story unfolding here as Merstash and Malibuka are being lobby focused by Clicks on the rotate now. So all around, tough spot to be in here. Merstash barely holds on and survives in, so no knock there. That could be the difference maker.
Thomas got 2 on the Hen and Vortex, not just 1. You see Babs trying to reunite with Snacky, Malibuka and Merstash also in the distance. For them, that shield keg was absolutely needed, especially since they're only 67 above the damage threshold.
Oh, but I was just going to say, soon we might have to turn our focus to Peppo and Runa. They find Clicks right above Snacky. Cammy and Seti put the shield bubble on the boat, and they are gone with a clean rotate right off the river. That is just a 500 head play. Look at the play.
Just smart,
right
if you ask me.
We absolutely love to see these crazy strategies play out, and there's a reason they are up at the top.
This is just outside of the box thinking at its finest. That is the freest rotation I think we'll see all weekend long. And they're only 85 below the damage threshold. That's not much at all.
No, they're below. They don't have heals. This is a very tough spot to be in for Cammy and Seti, as they have a true chance to once again break away with a big lead here. But they are, you know, fighting with one hand tied behind their back.
Peterbot, shields get dropped. Clown finally goes down. Huge siphon for Peterbot. Like I just said, his shield just got dropped. Now you're looking at a short pad from Revsguard, trying to make it into zone. As soon as Peterbot hears that, he might try to recycle it, but nobody wants to leave this one just yet. 195 above. Peterbot ready for any challenge. Revsguard goes up and over around each other, and it does look like this might be the moment. They got blessed. Now they're going to try and disengage.
Now, when it comes down to N8 players that know how to fight, Peterbot is one of the few that represent by doing the work, not the talking. He is one of our most leading elimination leaders on the NA East region in general.
I don't know, like,
not like others, because everyone else is just like looks like everyone else looks like he's so into it, right?
Pansu and Fatch firing directly
but he's just looking at the monitor. He's not like really looking at it. He's just looking at it.
They need a tag. They need more than that. Kanata opens the box. They look to fire back.
He probably doesn't care because he knows he can't do anything about his soft aim.
We gotta get to these boxes. Maybe it's more important. Maybe it'll be easier to box fight, but Cammy falls to bad sniper, and it's up to Seti to do it all. Can he get pretty much a full elim worth of damage here?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Soft aim.
I didn't mean to curse him. Luckily for him, no more. He instantly goes down. I was
Is
going to
Cammy
talk about the
Teti
launch
dead?
pads. The push came to shove. But now Joe and Z and he found two more launch pads. And so much room to work with his Malibu and Mustache.
Like Loki, if Tyson just basically gets every good game.
No shield to work with. I would say not much, but none at all to work with. As Fast gets one on the swag as well. Malibu and Mustache, they are in the most congested side of the map right now. They're going to need everything they got to try to stay alive, other than that launch pad. But with no shields on Mustache, that could be a risky play.
And what's crazy, remember, Cammy and Seti falling. They were in first place, 11-point lead over Trippard and Thomas. Third place of PA, Jin, and Kitos. We already talked about them just being completely devastated there. And here's the updated standing. Thomas, HD, and Trippin have a chance to catch up. Smite and Larson, Vino and Queasy as well. This is such a competitive FNCS Invitational. If we've ever seen one, especially after just 4 games, and now the 5th is unfolding before our eyes.
Top of the leaderboard, stacked like pancakes in a Waffle House right now. As Thomas and Trippin, 2 eliminations at the edge of zone. And right now, there's so many teams on the outskirts. They can continue to peek and just put so much pressure on the lobby before they figure out what's next. The choices are definitely there. You see Acorn and Edgy, they're sitting clean. They found themselves a nice spot. Belusi and Hydro as well. Not too many teams on this side of the map, and this is what we would call the slower side, to where you don't have too much to worry about, especially if you're Acorn and Edgy, and you're 676 above the damage threshold. That allows you that flexibility, that allows you options to pick and choose. Do you want to go ahead and put pressure on another team? Do you want to rotate around the map? The choice is now theirs. But a team that might not have those same choices is Balabuka and Mustache. They're only 105 above. We talked about the lack of resources that they have. So they're going to have to figure out something here. And you know as well as I do, they're going to have to look for a siphon. They're going to have to look for a refresh. They're going to have to look for a team to catch off guard and really pounce on them.
Let's see if they can do just that. 87 damage. It's good, but it's not good enough. Potentially here, 6 players are the difference between this surge continuing to stay online and turning off. Here it is, 3 seconds before the reveal. They're going to take the fight against Alex and Bailey. Alex and Bailey are multi-FNCS champions of the OCE region. Mustache and Malabuka looking to step up to this huge challenge here. Gotta be careful though, this is what they love to do! And a great tag here. This is why Mustache and Malabuka are some of the best. The Chrome Shield comes down though, and that'll buy them some time.
And right now, Storm Surge taking out a lot of these teams. If you get your shields cracked, they will hear it and they will go. As Malibu's or Mustache, they know the position that they're in. It's all or nothing because you can't make it too much farther with the resources that you have. Alex goes down. Or takes down Threat. Mustache and Malabuka, they're going to be the ones that get all the loot because of it. As Baka and Almond trying to stay alive, they're trying to protect what's theirs.
And they do just that. They get a little bit for their efforts, not much, but they're alive, and they've done some damage. They've defended the territory, and everyone backs up. Let's take a wider look here. Fadil has to give up the high ground. Everyone's making a rotate. Thomas, HD, and Tripper still a launch pad in the bag as they get to half an app out. This is excellent. Such an excellent position to be in. Switches over to the hard material, and they fortify up and branch out. What? And a play here just to even play for territory, to open up the domain right now.
Malabuka and Mustache met their demise. Both King and Hellfire getting an elimination each, taking out one of EU's exciting teams is Queasy and Vino. Another exciting team coming in with all the momentum in the world, winning an EU Elite Cup, winning the NA East Elite Cup Finals back-to-back in the same day. If that's not what you call preparation, I don't know what is.
And they're showing us why they're up at the top right now. And they are taking advantage.
Ooh.
Northwest zone is
Right.
excellent for a team like
How does
Queasy.
Vino got the best AI in this way?
That's going to be their 4th elim. Pink does not stand a chance if they decide to focus together, but it's more important for them to maintain the position right now. And this zone's going far. It's going to cut back towards Acorn and Edgy side. Scented and Cold have more of a dominant rotate here, and this is all shaping out to be a great game.
Refska.
Look at that mountain. They got to go down the hill and then back up the hill. This is literally going to be a roller coaster ride of an end game. And if you don't have a launch pad, if you don't have chrome splashes, I wish you best of luck.
Well, we do know if you do, Cold and Sent to go ahead and put the chrome splashes to the use here, to the test, and they jump right over that bush and into it. It's going to be a great spot. Meanwhile, everyone else takes to the high ground. Peppo finds an Elim, and Yumi is going to fall there too. He is the victim of the loot that we are watching get sniped up by Larson and Smite here.
You know, they called it though. They called it's going to start at the drop spot of Grim Gables. They take out Mud and Looter.
Set an axe again. Press guard.
Peaks at the right time. Finds the shots on the core. Another elimination going over. This could be a moment for him to remember for the rest of his days if he can continue to clutch up big like that as Joe and Z-Andy trying to be the first team on the day to win 2 victory royales.
And Smite and Larson are still in the game as well. Vino and Queasy have the high ground. Queasy manages to crank his way on up, and that is what you call a well-executed launch pad play there to keep them in the run here. But there's still more points that they have to close out. Here goes Smite. He's going to go for the pad play. Z-Andy and Joe get to the front side of zone now. They rotate their way on out as well. And this is coming back off, way off the height. This is such a tough and just honestly difficult zone to play.
The Epic Games Fortnite roller coaster continues yet again. Down the mountain, up the mountain. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a loop-de-loop come through as Rep Guard's trying to catch one off guard, but it's he who gets caught off guard by Z-Andy.
And just like that, he is down and out. Trippin and Thomas HD, we get to get a little temperature check with them. They are on the mid-ground, right above Sentin and Cold. Smite loses Larson on the rotate, and he is now left by himself. Just places away from 10th here. Can he hold on? Peppo does enough, but not enough to beat Vortexter. Here's Onwin and Baka. They have made such an excellent use of surviving their drop spot. Joe finds Noah. Down he goes, and Joe's hurt. 20 HP. This is not looking good.
Quick moving, quick thinking, trying to get out, but he gets caught at the tail end. As Queasy and Vino, zone after zone after zone, no matter where this roller coaster went, they stayed on top. Baka loses Onwin, but he takes down Bash. Back up against the wall. He gets 2. Baka gets 2. 7 eliminations for the NA West.
And he has shown you how good he is and why he deserves to be here. Even when he is counted out, he is showing up, but hold up. Sent it. Cold now. Back in the mix here. They already have done one, but can they get another? But Grolls and Rifty are showing they finally have an end game, and they are making big do with it. There's a 3rd Elim. 30 points already earned in this round. Baka fights back, but Colton Scented get to get all that sweet loot.
Yep, towards the low ground, along with Thomas HD and Tripper. This one is going to get messy for everybody that's stuck down low. But for Vino and Queasy, they have the elevation. They have a huge advantage. Plenty of mats to work with.
Vino, man, sat in his chair. It's so good. Bro, it always says R to evolve on the screen. What is this again?
Here as well. Thomas HD wants more though. Down goes Grolls, and they are closing the gap. But he loses teammate. He's gonna fall. Top 3 now. Scented is still in the mix here, in the conversation, but no build. Big shot comes in from up top. And all of a sudden now, it is looking so dicey. Queasy is just waiting.
Waiting for that perfect opportunity. They have the high ground. They drop down low. The game is theirs after they take down Bevy. That is game number 5, sealed up by Vino and Queasy.
And the biggest game we've seen so far in terms of elims, coupled with a victory royale. Huge 11-piece pickup right there for Vino and Queasy. Now think back to that interview when they sat there, Vino, very nonchalantly, hands behind his back. He said, "We are the best, undoubtedly."
As EU takes yet another game. Honestly, this was the hottest team coming in to the FNCS Invitational. NA East, EU wins. And in that reign as well, they won about like 5 games in a row, I think. That's impressive.
That is right. Vino and Queasy are coming off some of the hottest streaks we have ever seen, and they managed to maintain that momentum. Let's just go ahead and tune in and see what's going on in their minds.
Yes, that's right. I'm here with your Game 5 winners, Queasy and Vino! Queasy, fantastic work there. Eliminations, an extraordinary end to game number 5.
Yeah.
What else is there to say? What else is there to say? I mean, the competition has been great to you guys today. You've had unbelievable work thus far. Scored a lot of points in this competition. How much are you enjoying your time here as well?
A lot, to be fair. It's amazing. Like the atmosphere and everything is just sick to be here.
Yeah, and we saw as well, Evino, we saw that obviously the storm moved up mountains, down again. How integral is resource material management in situations like that?
It's very important, but it's also great getting refreshes. Me and Queasy got good refreshes. We kept our mats alive. We used our splashes well. We played that game really well.
Now you've got one game left today before we kind of pull the curtain down on day number 1. You seem to be feeling confident. You seem very laid back. Has it been a competition you expected, or has there been other things at work here that you didn't expect coming into this?
The Asia team surprised me.
Yeah.
They've been doing really good. Brazil's been doing good. NE's not so good, but I think everyone's doing good, you know. And the competition's been good. No one's really been on high ground, and it's going well for us.
And you guys delivered the goods. One more time, give it up for Queasy and Vino, your game 5 winners. Let's head back to Zeke.
Cool, calm, collected, and memes. That is also how I live my life sometimes, occasionally. Queasy and Vino, we've watched them come so close to the top several times now, right? Almost making it, taking high grounds at those pivotal moments, but it hasn't quite lined up perfectly. And now that it does, it's not even just the victory royale. It's also the 11 eliminations they put on the board.
Look, all day they've been trying to set themselves up for this match. We saw it in the beginning of this tournament today. I mean, they were going for high ground, they were going for the setup, but they just had these little mistakes that didn't permit them to get it. But now, they showed why they are one of the fan favorites coming into this tournament to take it home. The first duo to reach more than double-digit elims. They had 11 total eliminations, and it's what you love to see.
You know what? It doesn't happen by accident either. These guys have definitely seen some progression throughout today. We saw it in the previous game. We saw them go down to Surge. It wasn't ideal for them. This time, though, we saw them rotate all the way
using the one-shot shotgun
towards the top left, the very northwest side of the map, and they were aggressive. They were looking for those eliminations instead of sitting on those blimps, on those balloons at their drop spot. They were looking to be aggressive for Surge, and it paid off. We saw them take high in that 50-50 zone. Of course, I think Queasy had about, I don't even know how many mats. He had about 1,000 materials going into that second moving as well, so he's looking great.
Absolutely. We also have Kelly, who is standing by to chat with some of our players. Kelly, over to you.
Joining me right now, I am with Thomas and Tripper, and the team that is currently in second place on our leaderboard right now. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. We just need to keep on going, being consistent, and we'll make it.
Yeah, obviously consistency is the name of the game right now. You guys had a great game 5, but how do you make that into a VR?
I don't know, like, we played mid ground most of the game. I think we should either commit it to high ground or low ground to win the game, but we're just playing for consistency, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and obviously consistency is working for you guys. You're doing a great job on the leaderboard. Good luck in the game 6. Guys, let's head on back to the desk.
Thank you so much, Kelly. Shout out to Thomas HG and Tripper, and they are currently holding strong in second place. And if you look at that little
Tripping from?
that means they've not gone anywhere, right? And I do want to highlight them for just a single moment. 2 games back, we watched Malabuka go on an absolute tear.
But you can just see they're just so annoyed at her being there because the questions and the way she acts is just American. I'm annoyed and I'm not even there.
With only a single game left.
I thought he was Bosnian or something.
We're setting ourselves up for tomorrow, right? And Thomas HG and Tripper, they're looking real good.
How to take them down? Obviously, you guys were kind of in the high ground, low ground
That's
fight. What was the
Trudex
final
is
moment
Bosnian,
like?
isn't he?
Yo, what's up? Thomas Tripper, and they are playing so well. Just looking at their highlights here, they're setting themselves up for the late game. And just now with the interview with Kelly, you saw they're still always thinking, right? What can change? What can we adapt to? How can we play better? How can we take home that trophy?
Yeah, and these are 2 very, very talented solo players. For those that don't know the region very well, of course, Trippin and Thomas. Those guys are incredible solo players. We've seen solo clutch after solo clutch from both of them in the Elite Cups, in the Cash Cups leading before that, and they are just a dynamic duo when things go well. Sometimes things can be a little bit difficult for them when they do get split up. You know, they have to rely on the other person. We've seen that a little bit throughout the Elite Cups this season, but they're bringing it all together now. And oh boy, is it looking good?
I also want to talk about Smite and Larson. This is a duo coming from NA East, right? And they have 5 total FNCS Finals appearances together. Now, it's a lot, but it's also the fewest out of any NA East duo competing here today. But that is not showing because even though they have the fewest FNCS Finals appearances, they're in the top 3 right now in this event.
That's right. Everyone currently is looking, right, to just try and say, okay, look, the first 6 games, we just want a strong footing as we go into those next 6 games tomorrow. I guarantee you there's strategies, little things that these players are holding on to for those last 6 games. I do want to turn our attention back to the standings. We continue to kind of go top to bottom here, Mini Miner. Obviously, Queasy and Vino, massive, right, to now jump up into first place, up by 5 spots after that game. If it happens again, we could be in trouble.
We could be in trouble, and I think the rest of the lobby could be in trouble as well because you don't want Queasy and Vino to be playing as good as they are. It'll sort of form together for them in that final game that we just saw right there. So if they're on form, they can definitely make a push for the top.
Yep, that's right. Kelly, you are standing by with some more players. Let's hear it.
That is right. I am joined here by Ed and King, our Brazilian region players right now. You can already hear the audience going crazy for you guys. Ed, I know that you recently got announced that you are represented by Team Liquid. How are you feeling about that?
Como você está se sentindo que você está sendo representado pelo time Liquid?
Eu me sinto incrível porque é time que eu sempre quis entrar e eu me sinto muito realizado de estar na Team Liquid.
I'm really excited to be in this team, and I always dreamed of being in it, so I'm really excited about it.
And I'm sure they're proud of you. Thank you so much. And then, of course, King, you've been around since the World Cup days. What is it like to be back here on the stage?
¿Cómo te sientes estar de vuelta acá?
Para português ou espanhol? Okay. A verdade é uma experiência incrível. Eu não tinha faz, sei lá, uns 3 anos quase. E voltar a jogar lá é uma experiência muito boa e vamos tentar dar o melhor.
I'm really incredibly excited to be here. I mean, it's been about 3 years, and I'm excited to be back.
I mean, I know that Argentina and Brazil are proud of you guys right now. Thank you for joining me with a quick interview, and let's head on back to the desk.
I don't know if you guys can pick up the hype coming through these mics from everyone who is repping Brazil, but every time you see King, you guys are allowed to get hyped. That's cool. I see y'all up in that corner.
Yeah,
that's right. Ed and King sign. They're holding up the flag. You love to see it. Now, really quickly, as we gear up for game number 6, we come back to the standings, right? Currently, we see Cammy and Seti, they keep kind of ping-ponging, right? They have a really strong game, then they have a game where they, funnily, throw a shield bubble on a boat. One of the funniest things I think I've ever seen, but then can't transition that because of the shambles positioning. So what has kind of been happening?
I mean, it's Fortnite, right? It's hard to predict what's going to happen next because you have so many opponents changing their playstyle and adapting to the same match you're in. But knowing Cammy and Seti, they know how to deal with it, right? They can adapt stronger than their opponents that they're facing against, and it's all about doing it in the most effective way possible.
Yeah, Storm Surge for this duo at the moment is kind of a little bit of a problem, of course. So many teams that I noticed they were fighting on the edge of zone. Not many teams are rotating in early on enough, and I think that makes Cammy and Seti run into a few issues, right? Because they're, of course, landing in a very central position. They rely on a lot of teams rotating into their domain to get their Storm Surge. Of course, we saw it with the boat rotate as well, the boat-tate as we call it. We can call it that. But yeah, they were looking strong. But of course, when you have that shield bubble, you can't shoot out as well. So they were lacking on the surge tags in that end game, and unfortunately, they didn't quite have the answers. They got a little bit desperate. Things didn't work out too well. Seti, I was hoping that he was so clutch.
That's right. And it's okay, right? It's fine. We're still.
Yeah.
So this guy, you know that the shield bubble rotation on the boat that Cammy and Seti did, and then that the guy literally said because they had the Jesus. Because they had the shield bubble, they also couldn't shoot out, and this is why they were under search. When you're boating in like this, how the fuck are you supposed to shoot at other people? Like, Jesus.
Bro, this last match is just about doing it the best you can.
And when casters are gonna make like players rotate with boats shooting out of them instead of protecting themselves with building. Jesus.
At the Tilted Towers area, they've sort of shifted their rotation over towards the reality tree. We saw them fight
Almost in tripping a second by 142.
And they just
They got 4th, 7th, 8th, 15th,
You know
11th.
what? Things aren't quite working out at Tilted. As we know, it's a bit busy. So let's switch things up. Let's go to the reality tree. And that's ultimately what these teams are hopefully going to be doing.
The Asian guys are 14th now.
These duels, man. Look at them. Look at the focus. They're waving to the camera, which we love and appreciate. But they are lasered in. They're thinking to themselves. They understand, right? With one game left, okay, what are the things we need to do to accomplish? What do we need to just kind of say, look, this is it. We left our mark, and we can walk away happy. I think for me, Zago and Meram, like this team that we saw pop off, they've kind of gone a little bit radio silent. What do we think is happening here?
I mean, we've seen them. They've been having a bit of trouble doing enough damage or even staying close together. I've seen 2 times now. One of them, Meram, was left alone, and the other is Zagu was left alone, having their duo partner get eliminated. So I'm not sure if it's because they're not playing together enough, if rotates have changed from their opponents and it's cutting them off while they're trying to get to zone.
Yeah.
There's a lot of possibilities, but they really have to focus on seeing what went wrong after those initial matches and see what they can change going into day 2.
They were trying though, of course. They made a really, really solid rotation up towards that Rifts area. They had just the best position on the map. And as you mentioned, Takata, they were a little bit split, right? They didn't quite execute it to perfection. Of course, Queasy and Veno, they decided, you know what, let's just take them out. We'll take this position. And ultimately, that's what won them the game. But it's just a little bit of confidence, maybe a little bit dropping potentially with this duo.
Evies is 9th.
The aggression was what made them so impressive. So that set them apart from the rest of the teams here and that were really, we admired
Yeah, it's not their account, Dory.
Maybe now they're thinking, actually,
No,
we
yeah,
need to
it's
tone
like
it down a little
in a
bit, when
weird
in
way
fact,
it's their
keep
account
it up,
that
you know,
it's
keep
not
up that
their
aggression,
account, I
because if
guess,
you're
I don't
toning it down, you're not getting the Storm Surge tanks, you're not getting the damage that you need to make it to endgame. Guys, I want to see more of their aggression.
Yeah, and honestly, they're kind of reminding me of a Queasy and a Vino, right? Like, they're doing what Queasy and Vino are doing. You watch on the high ground, you're like, okay, Queasy's up there. If there's one person up there, they're tarping, they're not doing anything, and then suddenly there's someone knocking on your wall like, hi, it's me, Vino. I'm just going to pick up both of you. Thanks. Like, they are capable of this, so I'm not ready to count them out. I think, like you're saying, there's maybe just a couple things they need to shore up, and then they're going to get right back to it, right? Is there anybody else you guys are seeing that you're like, maybe I want to see more of this duo. I want to see more of that duo?
Look, I was looking at the birthday boy, right? Mr. Savage, who had an incredible solo clutch in a late game, but directly after got taken off out of the spawn, right? Baka and On1 eliminated both players there, but I kind of saw the flames in his eyes, right? Mr. Savage was getting ready. He was feeling good, and I'm hoping that he can come out on top in one of these next early games and show what he's really made of.
Yeah, he's got that experience, right, of in-person events, and you can sort of see it in the swagger, the way he plays. Like, you know what? I've been here before. I mean, look at Quick Flex, cool. Yeah, I want to be like him. I don't know what it is. He's just so cool, and it's reflecting his gameplay as well. He is really taking the game to Storm. He is really popping off in the end game. He's performing, and he's not showing any signs of nerves. He's really just 2v1ing. We're seeing 2v1s. We're seeing some crazy clutches, and that's what you need. At this level, you need to have those individual pop-offs, because without it, you can't make your way to the top of the leaderboard.
And on screen right now, we've got Reet and Epic Whale. In case you didn't know, Epic Whale, a 6-time FNCS champion, paired up with Reet, who's on controller, representing controller gang. We have, this duo has actually been pretty quiet, right? Over in NA West, we've seen, you know, it's a much slower game overall, and a slower meta. And now, when we're trying to get way more aggressive, it feels like Reet and Epic Whale maybe need to kick it up too, slow.
I mean, I'm wondering what's happening, because I was watching this duo practice, right? In the player lounge, they were prepping themselves, getting ready for this tournament. And in the scrims, right, in the practice matches, they were 3, 4, even 5 elims in the mid game before the late game even started. They were playing aggressive, and they were doing it right against the opponents they're competing against today. So I'm wondering what happened, but we'll have to see if they adapt for day 2.
That's right. Really quickly, hanging out in the player lounge, we've got Adam Savage standing by.
You have indeed here, Zeke, but I am joined by the one and only Cease, everybody! Cease, we've talked so much about you in the past. You know, it's great to see you here at the competition. How has it been for you? One of our backup players this weekend. How great has it been to be around the crowd, the players? How much have you enjoyed this?
It's been a pleasure, man. I mean, being here back in the
Close to around.
it's amazing. I mean,
Kira, do you have your echoing turned off though?
Huh?
Obviously, you had a chance to kind of
Do you
spend
have
some
your
time
echo
with
turned
them.
off?
The player
I
lounge
mean,
is
the
right
thing
behind
that
us as
blocks
well.
out the sound,
What's
because I can hear it.
on the DL? What's been the kind of vibes amongst
My
the
what?
players from your
The
perspective?
thing, you know, that, oh
Cold-blooded.
fuck.
Man, these guys
What's
are
the setting
locked
called?
in,
Like the
especially
one
some
that
of
blocks
these
like
players,
extra noise. I don't know how
headphones
to
on,
say it.
listening to music.
Yeah.
They don't play around.
They are focused. What does this mean for the community as well? A competition like this, like FNCS Invitational, it seems it's been massively well received.
I know the name.
I mean, we've been waiting for this to happen. I mean, obviously COVID delayed things so much,
Right.
but
it's such a great time to experience, like, see all the fans and see the whole community, the whole competitive scene all together in one area. It's awesome.
Cancellation
Really
under
awesome.
voice
And you're
and
awesome
video.
too.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. One more time, give it up for Cease, everybody! What legend. Let's go back.
You know what? On
Cease,
Discord.
one of just the coolest people I think I've ever met.
Voice
Got
and
hanging out with
video
him a
and
couple
then go a
times
bit
over Media
under
Day.
in advance you will see
Legitimately
echo
one of the coolest
cancellation.
people. So thankful that he could be here. I want to set the stage here.
Yeah, have it on.
Once again, we take a look at the top 10 coming into this game. Now, please don't try to.
Things my mic's like, because I got this new headset, yeah. My mic's full quiet, like without some stuff.
Look, I want to talk about this duo. Betch, I think.
Or can you hear my keyboard?
25 FNCS finals
No.
appearances. PHZin alone
No.
has 4 FNCS champions.
Why'd you ask them?
Beat us with 1 for a
Because I
total
heard
of
your
5
game.
together.
I mean,
This is
right.
a duo that dominates their region.
Yeah.
And seeing them in top 10 internationally on the stage, it's really something you love to see.
Yeah, they're no slouches as well. I've been doing a little bit of voting, having a little look at how they play, and oh boy, are they aggressive. They're very, very confident in the way they go about things, and of course, in endgame as well, they're looking strong. What they often do is they rotate towards the front side.
It's just like a bug with my game, like my YouTube and Twitch, that you can hear it really easily, but you can't hear my game.
Because they're already there. It just shows that there's different
Even if I have Twitch on like a low volume.
that are really on show today.
That's right. We saw him in 8th place there, Scented and Edgy. Once again, Edgy always hitting that 2nd place. Now, of course, 2nd place is still absolutely incredible, but he wants that 1st place. He wants to do it on a stage like this.
Look, but if he's able to keep getting 2nd places, and it's able to get them that trophy, I think it's okay, right? As long as you're able to consistently get those points, make your way up the leaderboard, it's what you want to see.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, here in Raleigh, North Carolina, y'all need to make some noise because this is the last game here of the day. This is game number 6 of the FNCS Invitational. Let's run it one more time. Here we go. Game number 6 is just moments away, and we get to close out this crazy day 1.
Yeah, and you're already seeing from game number 1 all the way till here, it is action-packed, and that action continues to improve, and it continues to get better each and every game that we watch.
That's right, and listen, Fortnite is at its best when we get to see everyone go head-to-head from all of our favorite regions, but listen.
Oh, they closed the wrong thing again. Nice.
Don't worry, because game number 6 is about to start. And if you are at the bottom half of that leaderboard, it's not always how you finish. Or it's not always how you start, it's how you finish. And a lot of these teams, they can finish strong.
Well, listen up. Let's give it up one more time for game 6 here for our players as we start to load onto this battle bus. Here we go.
Different bus path this time around. And a good chance for an off-spawn Cloudy Condos. 5 games we didn't see too much. Or 4 games we didn't see too much, but in that 5th game, that's when we saw a lot of activity. And it helped a team like Balabuka and Merstash, who wasn't necessarily in the fight. They got the surge and they got out right away.
That's right. Well, listen up as things start to get ready here and we settle in. Looks like we're gonna have to gear up this battle bus one more good time, and it wouldn't be a fun event if we didn't just give you a little bit more airtime about some of our favorite players while we were at it. So give us a moment here. Take a look at the focus of our players. Jacob, we have ourselves still one more game left today.
Yeah, and just take note, that victory royale there from Queasy was his 8th straight finals with a VR. That is impressive. That means Queasy and VRs go together in finals like peanut butter and jelly, spaghetti and meatballs. They are a duo, so you better watch out, Vino.
Not only that, Vino was talking about how NA East hasn't shown up. I was looking at that top 10. I saw 3 NA East teams on that top 10 leaderboard. But not only that, they are 3 contested NA East teams showing up. So there really has been some crazy performances and put-ups. But let's go to send on over to the analyst desk. Let's just continue to gear this thing.
Thank you guys so much. Sorry about that. We're making sure all of our players are on that battle bus and ready to go. We cannot miss anyone on this pivotal game here in game number 6, the last one on the day. Now, if you're just tuning in, welcome. This is the FNCS Invitational. You've missed a lot, but hey, we're happy you're here now, and there's a lot to talk about. Starting with Queasy and Vino. These guys have been absolutely running the EU region as of late. And now, after winning that last game, 11 eliminations, they are sitting pretty in first place.
I mean, they were the first duo to break the double-digit elim record at this tournament, right? Previously being 8 eliminations, but now 11 for this duo. I mean, they're playing very well.
Vino. Queasy and Vino, incredible. Well, let's talk about Vino. Yes. How good is this guy? Right, we've got 17 eliminations on the day today. That is the most of any individual player, and consistently, FNCS final after FNCS final, this guy is doing the most damage in the lobby. He is an incredible fragger. We can see it. 5,932 damage dealt. That's a lot of damage that he's outputting, and he's really helping. We saw it in that previous game. We saw the refreshes. He's helping them out so much, and when you have a high ground playstyle like they do, he's really putting it on.
Yeah, we've watched a lot of the moments, right, where, again, it's like Vino just says, oh, Queasy, you need me to go eliminate a threat? Yeah, man, I'm down. Like, let me just hop down there, get a bunch of refreshes, and bring all the stuff back, and then we're ready to go again. But I think, too, Vino has actually shown quite a bit of... he's evolved as a player, right? When Vino first hit the scene, he was just this aggressive player. He's like, hey, I want to W key every single person in my face. But now he understands, like, okay, this may not be the moment, but when that moment arrives, I promise you I will be knocking on your wall.
Look, not all they have is literally the strong mechanics, but
oh, what the fuck? Yo, say Twitter on the PCs. I think all they have is literally the game. Oh, what the fuck? Yo, say Twitter on the PCs. I think all they have is literally the game.
Just in that mid ground, they didn't even care about high ground. They're like, nah, you guys battle it out. We want.
Ten's gonna be your total. Yeah, I think that's enough, bro. My guy, 303 with 10's gonna be. Yeah, I think that's enough, bro. Keep the change, bro. My guy, 303.
Because this guy does not miss, and if there's a sniper in his hands, he will find every single angle, even if it's a pixel on the screen, you're gonna take max damage.
And it shows. He has the most damage dealt out of any player here today, and if there were snipers in competitive currently, I'm sure he'd not only have the most damage, but also the most elims with those headshot snipes. We'd like to see him yet.
Yeah, it's interesting, because of course, Thomas HD is widely regarded as the best sniper, and we got a chance to talk to him. Me and Vivid, we were behind the scenes, and we spoke to him. We were like, Thomas, are you sad about the removal of sniper? You think that it's bad, but he was like, no, I love it. I think it's great. So he's adapting his playstyle. Not only is he incredibly good with snipers, also when they're not in the game, it enables them to get so many more surge tags. Of course, you can overpeak. You don't have to worry about getting that 200 damage to the head, because you can overpeak, and you can see it right now. They're getting the surge tags early on. They're getting the mid-game rotations perfectly on point, and they're playing the mid-ground layers as well. They just bounce off each other so well.
And I'm curious to see what they're thinking about now, right? Being in that top 3 spot with just Queasy and Vino right above them, right? It's all about figuring out what they can do to overcome their opponents, right? The consistency they need tomorrow to get the trophy. What will they change? What can they do? Or maybe they'll just, keep playing the same, hope they make less mistakes, and that's all they have to do.
Yeah, I mean, we know Thomas HD is kind of one of those players that says, like, I have to be the best. And if I'm not the best, I will continue to grind until I am. You pair him up with Tripperin, who's just mechanically insane. I mean, we've watched him shut down Malabuka, right? When he's in situations where he's by himself, he still finds points. He finds high placement. So it's cool to see these guys finally come together. They've been doing for like 3 seasons, 4 seasons since the beginning. I don't even know at this point.
I mean, that's another interesting fact to bring up, right? There's a lot of duos here that have been competing together. They're like brothers, right? They're like companions. And then we have other newly formed duos, right? King and Ed, first tournament competing together. And they kind of have that synergy disadvantage, right? That some of these other duos might have.
Yeah, it's definitely true, but it's not showing, of course. We can see them popping off every single time, particularly that Ed 1v2 clutch that we saw earlier on. I know the guys at the back there really, really liked that one. They were cheering a lot for that.
That's right, my friends. We're drawing ever closer. We're just counting heads, making sure everyone's on that bus, because once again, we don't want to leave anyone behind. We want to make sure everyone is here, ready to go. You can see it on their screens. They're getting prepared. And I just got to say, it's been an honor and a pleasure to be here with this amazing crowd here at the Raleigh Convention Center. You guys are just losing your minds, and that's what I love to see. That's right, that's right. We have one game left to go. And guess what? I'm getting word. It is that time. Game number 6 of the FNCS Invitational starts right now. Let's do it one more time here in Raleigh, North Carolina. It is game 6 of the FNCS Invitational. Jacob, we get to close out day 1 soon.
And this is going to be a huge closeout event. 5 games, 5 different Victory Royale teams coming out on top, just going to show that it's honestly anyone's game at this point.
That's right, and we've seen so much new attempts and ways for this to all play out. We gave the players time to go ahead and think about how they want to strategize, but here it is. Let's see if it was all worth it. Game 6 is in front of us. Once again, let's make some noise for our players as they take board the battle bus.
And that time that you were talking about for preparation.
Man wasted no time.
Everybody now taking their position on the map. We've seen wonders over towards Chrome Jam Junction. We've seen so many fights go down towards Fort Jonesy as well. But honestly, interesting enough, neither of them involved these 2 teams going at it off spawn.
Not only that,
The title doesn't make any sense there.
Well, so there's so much
A man proposed to a widow at her husband's funeral.
A few times now, round after round.
To the man to woman?
The first take at Clix and Duke not necessarily being right on top of their opponents, pinking and off there. They've given each other some space, and this is, you know, honestly,
oh, funeral.
It just makes sense. Everyone wants to take it slow.
Bro, I thought it said wedding.
They know the position that
I was like, how does that make sense? How is she a widow at a wedding?
Take that fight and it doesn't go well for either one of you. That's kind of throwing away that game. So they want to split the loot and try to get more on their path to the center of the zone. But just like very
Definitely
many
said yes as well.
before, we're going to have a little bit of a northern zone, which looks like it bode well for Queasy and Vino yet again.
Can you believe Smite and Larson are in 3rd place?
Item short refreshes. 3, 2, 1, 0.
Fortnite today for them. It looked like it was all over when you viewed the paper, you crunched the numbers, but they have really turned.
What is this, man?
11 into 11-8. Yeah, I believe they lost.
They're the worst
game
item shop in the game.
I think that was the game 1 jitters of an international stage, the first in-person Fortnite event in quite a long time.
Every player uses studded axe.
And they're rising to the occasion. NA East best hope right now to close out day
what's the
number 1
point?
with a top spot. You can see Vico over towards Reality Tree.
Been in the item shop
Lost
for
ride
ages.
pretty early, and that was Retake and Novice who also land over here.
Hey, listen, I'm from the Bronx. I know all about being scrappy. Vico and Moran are clawing their way out of the mud here, officially breaking back into top 20 with those 2
No one wants this stupid Bellberry skin.
What's
No
wild
one
about these
wants it.
2-day formats is anything can happen right now. We have seen
No one's
teams
gonna buy that.
just in this
They will
bubble
find a
area
studded
range
axe there.
jump all the way back up. You have to stay consistent. Larson and
Give
Smite
me
get
the studded
defended
axe,
off
man.
of their drop effectively. They're pushed out by Muzz and Looter. So that fight will continue. We jump on over to Savage and iDrop versus Bakken on 1.
Not that 50-50 we saw before. This one's going to be a little bit prolonged, and I think that kind of sits a little bit better for iDrop and Mr. Savage, simply because iDrop knows this POI like the back of his hand. He knows exactly where to get the loot. He knows where a lot of the chests are. He knows every single thing, and he also knows any pathing in order to disengage in a lot of these fights. But it does look like the TSM duo, Epicwell, strikes first, taking down Scented.
That's a big elimination right there, as well as Scented and Cold, and one of the few NA East teams inside of that top 10. And for them to fall to the hands of Epic Whale just around the Tilted Towers is definitely not a part of the plan. Marine finds Falconer in the feed there, but Peterbot and Jamper looking to continue their battle here. We talked about these contested coastal battles, and now we get to see it unfold for the first time from the beginning.
Going up against Jace and Basil. So this is going to be an interesting one, because sooner or later you cannot continue to go down. The chest is down there, and that's where Basil's at, and he's actually just trying to get out. He's trying to escape. You already know that he lost his teammate, trying to do wonders as a solo and finish off the day strong, because that's the thing. FNCS NA East Chapter 3 Season 3. After day 1, Commandment and Avery were in 9th place. Day number 2, they had the comeback for the Asian to take the top spot as Peterbot takes the elimination, but flies high to the sky, just a little too high. The shots are coming in. He's finally able to land on his 2 feet and try to stabilize.
That's what
High
Peterbot
to the sky, just a little too high.
Bro,
what is he trying to say?
back here. The last time they won their drop, they turned that into a monstrous end game. And
What
now
is
they're
this?
clawing back in. Savage already down. I drop
Can they do it? Baka
in
on
the
with their
mix
Hunter
here.
Hill.
Actually, Savage is on the run right now.
Oh, he's going to be able to get out alive, but On1 and Baka want to
All
chase
of
him. There's
the
so many other
tree.
teams in the mix as well, including Brazil's very own King and Ed, who where they're at in the leaderboard right now, they want to start getting aggressive. They want to take the game into their own hands.
Ed and King here trying to do something big. We haven't quite seen them put up the numbers on showed yet. You can see right there, King attempts to hit some shots, but does fall slightly short. And now options in front of him. Does he go for the duo below? But no, instead he's gonna go and hunt down the solo. This is by far the better play, but the reboot is starting to come out for Mr. Savage. Will he get eye drop in time? King arrives just there to maybe play spoiler.
But again, this fight over towards Cloudy, it's those same 2 teams, while Malibuca and Mustache are always trying to find an angle so that way they can get the damage they need for Storm Surge and try to get out alive. And I think Ed even found Peppo somewhere, but no, they're actually chasing down Mr. Savage, and they're gonna clean that one up. That is huge.
And King get their first 2 eliminations onto Mr. Savage and eye drop here in game number 6. Huge deal for him right there. And lucky for us, we are hot on the replay. Take a look there, out the sky. Ed wastes no time. He says, King, you might have missed some shots before, but I got your back.
That was a huge outside of the box play. They could have easily pushed Mr. Savage, got the elimination, and got 2 points. Done, over with, easy. They allowed Mr. Savage to get the reboot off, got the elimination on eye drop, got the elimination onto Mr. Savage, and got 4 points instead of 2.
That's right, way to play big there, and they need it.
Big brain
now,
play.
Back to Larson and Smite. They could have left this battle, but they've won so many times already. They decide, hey, let's stick around, let's fight Muds and Looter. Ooh, a big 86 on Looter as he tries to go on up. Smite was waiting with the side angle there. Larson now has just enough time to get back with Smite. They're gonna be trading minis here. As you saw, Larson's inventory was definitely short. Here it is, that little exchange, the material count too.
And honestly, if you're Smite and Larson, though, winning every single one of these fights except for game number 1, you have no reason to leave. It's up to Muzz and Looter to try to change up their plan while you have a hot Larson and Smite on their heels. Zagu is going one-on-one with Hellfire. This is for a huge finish for Zagu because right now they've skidded just a little bit down low on the leaderboard, more than they would like.
And what's crazy about this is how the region plays. This is how Asia gets down. They will W key. They play aggressive, they play fast Fortnite. And although it has been a day of performance and end games for Zagu and Marine, this is where he does best. Put him in a one-on-one, put him in a head-to-head, and look at how quick he is able to capitalize. No, shots come in from the distance. It's not looking good. He's gonna have to pause down here. He does have some white heals, but that will kill all the momentum, unfortunately. It's Commandment and Avery with a dual angle here.
And you can see where are this strategy, landing over towards Rave Cave. They're trying to go to the slower side of zone. They're trying to go as far north as possible, but they're gonna go east first before they make that happen, trying to clean up a quick elimination, or what they think could be a quick one at that, but the shots continue to come in. Storm doing work as well. It's only a matter of time as Hellfire is gonna be able to clean that one up.
Hellfire slides in and down goes Japan's best there. Zagu and Marine sent back to the lobby, back to the drawing board to rethink for day number 2 of the FNCS Invitational. That's how quickly things can change.
Yeah, Hen was already down. Now they're just trying to find the second half of that duo. Joe and Zandy, one of 5 teams to get a VR on the day. But Vico somehow took down Avery. They were waiting. They were trying to hunt down the team, and it was them who ended up getting hunted.
It would be like so
Joe and
funny.
Zandy, they don't want to
The
let this
announcement
team out
tomorrow
of their
would be
sight.
so bad
They
that
have
like
at least
every
one
pro that would be
elimination
there
against
would be
players
just
from
like
6
boo boo, you
different
know?
regions.
Like,
That's
imagine.
the most of any duo, and that goes to show how adaptable they truly are.
They just fully show the disrespect to
Vortex
the
is a solo.
announcement.
As we
I mean, not
touched on, Hen is
disrespect,
out
like
the lobby. You can
it's
see
like
with
it.
the focus on his face here, he recognizes, oh, big read there. He finds a make it right in the nick of time. He should get it off with about 2 HP left. That's going to be a huge save for him. Meanwhile, Sensen and Cold now making their move. Like we said before, they have been somewhat contested, right? Their draw spot. Maybe not going head-to-head against Pars and Razor.
But look at this loot.
Trading out some loot. You can see it kind of coming into effect here as the loadout's very much not quite where you want it to be.
And that's Acorn and Edgy sitting on top of the blimp, being that nuisance as Cold and Sented. They have to rotate right back in the way they came from. See if we can make it happen. They're actually taking some elevation right now. This could be huge.
Oh, really going for the vault.
Very interesting for them to go up to high ground here. This is such a risk, right? But of course, we never really know. They want some of that loot. Look at that. They get to the vault. They steal some leftover loot. That's going to be a huge situation here. Meanwhile, Muzz and Looter. You get to see a replay here. Remember, this is up against Smite and Larson, and Muzz turns this around. Third place, Smite and Larson now effectively dropped.
Yeah, for them, though, you got to give them credit. 128 points on the day. They've done wonders. And now they get to sit back, relax, collect their thoughts, and plan for day number 2 while everybody else is kind of going through this minefield of chaos, which is game number 6. And like I said, from game number 1, where you have 95 players alive with Storm Surge activated, the lobby is now feeling themselves out. They're feeling a little bit more comfortable to try to attack in these moments. Tripper to Thomas sitting on top of the blimp, just trying to get the Storm Surge, so that way when they do find another rotation, eventually it's going to be their focus, where they don't have to go ahead and hunt the damage. They can go ahead and do exactly what they want when they want.
Let's take a look at Yumi and Cool here on the move.
Yummy.
Some of our greats from NA West right now, they have really represented today.
They did.
They have found their moments.
I'm proud.
They've caught their highlights.
Panda's probably proud of the crowd too.
Oh yeah.
Cold and Sentin now changing their rotation yet again. Don't want to go to Acorn and Edgy anymore. They got the heals that they wanted out of the vault, and now they're trying to find another way around. And for them, they need scraps. They are in shambles right now, and there's another team right in front of them. They spotted them out, and that would have been a great sneak attempt coming out from Sentin and Cold, but now they have to think of plan B.
It's crazy. Cole gets caught out by Thomas HD. Thomas HD, Mr. 6,000 damage coming into game 6 here and adding to the chart here. Joe FN's going to be the victim of a few shots there, but not enough for Sentin to claw out of this tough situation he is in. Now, mind you, NA's third place Larson and Smite are down. Cold and Sentin were in 5th coming into this, and it's looking very, very grim now.
Yep, the only other NA East team in there is going to be Acorn and Edgy, who came into this game in 8th place, but in the distance. Sentin sees Babs and Snack. He sees Joe and Z Andy trying to get his Storm Surge damage up while being in the storm without any heals, but luckily enough, his escape plan, you can already see it. It is going to be that launch pad.
He's playing a very dangerous game here. He's already been tagged for whites there. There it is. He doubles back now, protects himself as well. There's a med kit.
Okay.
He knew that.
Try to get Sentin's card, likely.
There it is. Okay. Time to med off. He will have enough time. Will he play for the reboot is the true question. We'll find out soon. On the other side, Zeet and KBR are still alive right now. 39 above. They're looking pretty solid. Zeddy finds Jamper in the feed. Peterbot goes down too. So that's had to be an Eastern edge zone rotate that just did not go their way.
Yeah, and that south side of the zone right now is just going to become so congested. You're going to have to figure out another way to try to rotate around as Chicho's trying to find some damage. Barely gets above the damage threshold. Gets a knock on the Rapid in the distance as well. And you see some other shots coming through. They know that that player is under pressure. Now the lobby is now taking hands to try to take him out all together. Bevies is now joining the fray along with Vortexers as well. Andalix has his back up against the wall. He's trying to survive. And Alex and Bailey are also rotating in. It's going to be such a hard way for him to try to survive.
This is such a tough spot to be in right now as it's all going down. Our 10th plate PH Zen looks like he falls in the feed there too. It's looking extremely desperate now for Brazil right now in this last game. Here's Booga on the other side of Anas and Pink's wall. They're gonna heal up. Eyes on Mirror and Booga, but no, they want to get out of here. This is a little too dicey for them now. Lopad's gonna get them right to the safe zone. Pretty decent. It's a great spot to be in right now. They're okay on the surge, but they could use a refresher here. Plenty of options up to be served as well. Hellfire looks like he found Avery. Hellfire was a solo in the zone way north as Commandment and Avery were pointing inwards, and look, Avery fully finished there. The surge possibly finishing the deal.
Yeah, that's not good. You can kind of see why they rotated out of Rave Cave, trying to third-party some of those fights, but they ended up getting snuck on, which probably turned their entire story around. Mira trying to get in towards the zone. Focus of the lobby begins. Can Booga try to survive? 43 HP and a dream. Miro's there to try to alleviate some of the pressure, and it does look like it's going to stop.
That was tough. Very, very close right there. Usually when that happens, it's all over, but luckily the teams decided, nah, it's the last game. I can't burn all my resources if I cannot pick up the loot, so everyone slows down. For Taste and Chapix, they are very much comfortable right now. No pressure on them, but there's a lot of players in this vicinity here. Movement, little scarce.
Now the Macwood over there, Pars and Rays surviving as well. Cammy and Seti trying to take that top spot back. You hear the analysts, they're having great games, and then they're kind of having a little slip-ups here and there. But luckily for them, this is day number 1. As long as you keep it competitive, you'll be in the mix. And look at our top 4. Top 4 is all EU right now, Monster.
That is right. 21 points
Top
for
4
Cammy and
EU.
Seti to catch up
Kiro.
to Vino and Queasy. But
Yeah,
that
top
3
4
is
EU
just
only.
European territory right now.
Yeah.
Vino, Queasy, Thomas HD, Trick, and of course Cammy and Seti all fighting for that top 3 currently. It's what you expect. We've seen a lot of our community folk really put those 3 up in the standings and wait for them not to let down the fans,
I
right?
think Malibuca Mustache might be low on Storm Surge. Yet again, being one of the 3 teams over towards Cloudy Condos. Nobody really going at it off of spawn, but a team that doesn't have much to worry about. You saw them high at the top of the blip, Acorn and Edgy, almost 500 above. They're just picking and choosing their battles, trying to figure out what the right play is going to be.
And it does make you wonder, although Malibuca and Mustache are contested, being below the surges means that, hey, that first game was a wake-up call. We can't just go battle. Aqua and crew will just come in third party. But look at this, Fatch finds Malibuca there. That's a huge one, and now we get to see Ed and FaZe King's perspective here. King from Argentina, Ed from Brazil. Right here, right now, 2 elims already potentially going head-to-head against On1 in Baka. The young duos from NA West. No, the peak, the punishment. Down goes Baka.
Is this going to be able to get it, though? Doesn't
He
look
will.
like in the mini-map that they're going over. So, yeah, you are correct. He is going to get a second chance at life as On1 has placed in the top 10 in every FNCS final he has played in. Trying to put NA West on his back along with Yumi and Cool, Fabs and Snacky. So many top competitors in this tournament still, and this is only day number 1.
Jonathan Vidil, 120 below, make it 60 now. They do need a little bit more damage. It's gonna continue to fluctuate. Vigo finds Baka, down goes On1 as well. Vigo just cleans that up. Meanwhile, Kanata and Macwood, they started off so hot, and now all of a sudden they are in a world of trouble here, surrounded by some of Europe's most dangerous here on this south side of the zone. But hey, they have time, they have plenty to work with here. It shouldn't get too sketchy just yet. If they can keep a low profile for a while, they'll survive to the next moving zone, or the half in, half out reveal. Here's a look at 3rd, 4th, 5th. 6th and 7th are down, 5th is down.
Hey, that's a blessing for some and a curse for others. For the teams from 8th and below, this is their chance to really close the gap in the final game.
That's all of NA East out in Game 6.
That hurts just a little bit. Just a little bit, but
Apparently everyone from NA is dead this game.
On to Joe. Janice
Yeah.
left as a solo. As Video does get knocked in that moment. That's Taze and that's Chapix that are hot on the heels. But pressure is coming from all sides for a lot of these teams. Even
It really shows who's better because, like, the EU players adapt a lot faster.
We were looking at trying to survive. Video finally goes down. Janice still knocking on the door. Storm Surge taking him down, but Tayson gets the last laugh.
And in the end, it's going to mean 4 eliminations for Tayson and Chapix. They absolutely needed it. They were slipping so far behind, well outside that top 20 bubble. Way to make a hero's effort push in Game 6 to set yourself up for a good day 2, but they still have a long road in front of them. They have to close out this round. The zone is going to pull far northeast. It's on a little piece of a zone, so if you have that mountaintop just right there, you're going to be in a sound and strong position for Edgy and Acorn to be some of the last to jump on over. And we said we want to see Epic Whale and Reed They're just above sitting down, so this might be their game. But first, Vino and Queasy have to show us why they're in the lead.
They don't really have to do anything here. Look at the loot right now. They're on the edge of zone. They have some high ground. All these players flying through the sky. Easy shots. You're just like serving it up on a silver platter for a team that has been playing this good. But only 7 damage below the threshold.
And let me tell you something, this is not bad for a team that lands north and then has this half in, half out pull north. It makes a big difference when you are already positioned there and this comes your way. Now they just have to worry about damage management and closing out this last game. But you can see Tripper and Thomas HD are there as well. They have that same story. They are very much close by. Here's our high ground kings. Reet an epic whale. The 6X, and of course, Reet, a multi-FNCS winner himself, going head-to-head against Refsguard right now. They're starting to
Bro, Refsguard's going crazy, 100 HP grinding.
He jumps down. This is what he does best, is take those fights, but no, plays a little smarter. He has to play for the end game.
He hasn't got any Cronus in, so...
He's finally starting to heat up. Tayson gets another one. Kanata as well. Refguard as a solo.
Refsguard cranked up on high as a solo with like less than 100 HP.
That is absolutely insane right now.
Yeah, like he just let Falcon Refsguard have it as a solo with 68 HP.
Take it back at a moment's notice.
Just need to evaluate the situation. No need to burn material this early. Smart play. It's the best play. Vino with a huge tag there, shield crack there. That's gonna go ahead and get him a little excited, but Acorn and Edgy now reveal themselves to his layer as well. He's not too happy about that one, and you see him back up. Secondary. Meanwhile, Refsguard on high ground by himself, just looking down here, enjoying the view, but 130 damage is what he needs. He gets more tags, that's great, but not enough. Here comes the big drop, and he hits it. Okay, he stays in the game.
Almost seeing his life flash before his eyes, just a few centimeters in the wrong direction. He goes down, he goes out, but Queasy and Vino are trying to go up. They're trying to take the game by storm, and they get it, Monster. They got the high ground for now.
But it's not for free. They do have a duo on their heels. Who is it? It's Refsguard, who tried to fight for it, but he is not going to be successful this time around. High ground can get you.
I tried to fight for high.
Sure, and that's amazing placement if you can ride it out when you're a solo like that. That was an excellent attempt. But now,
I thought Refsguard's teammate is supposed to be a clown.
Another end game. And their biggest threat, Tripper and Thomas HD is alive. Acorn and Edgy, NA East's last hope potentially in this lobby, still in the run.
Saw threats go down to the bottom half of the map. That's true.
Tayson tried to go for it.
Kanata falls as well. Ed's gonna get one. Queasy Vino trying to go ahead and put themselves outward so they can continue that damage. Seats a solo stuck in the outside of zone. 4 floppers to work with. The Siphon comes through onto Ed. This is an opportunity for him to pick out placement points while being outside of the zone.
Not only that, Clicks is still alive too, but here's Tayson. Tayson's gonna fall inside the storm now. It's up to Acorn and Edgy making their way out the outskirts here. Look at the clean rotate here from Acorn. He is just exceptional, but we get to jump into Duke. 200 HP, now down to 72, make it less than that. It's not looking good. From 0 to hero, he's trying to claw his way into this. They find a player on the edge. No Elim there. Duke has to fight back, and down he goes. And it is all over. And once again, we might be seeing our first team who is setting up for a back-to-back.
Back-to-back, that is going to leave them with all the confidence in the world to end day 1 and go into day 2. They have 10 eliminations onto Vico from the low ground. He's trying to have a comeback for the ages to close out day number 1. Shots on the Tripper, a huge amount of damage. He drops him
10
down
kills.
as well, but goes down altogether. Valiant effort by Vico.
It is a worst-case scenario for Thomas HD.
BK, like by himself, his team had 12 kills overall.
Back. Reed takes down Queasy on height. He is turning this around and trying to turn this into potentially a solo game. Meanwhile, Thomas finds Watts. Thomas still alive, and Reed falls there in the end. Look at Thomas holding the low ground. Chicho's right next to him. Trulix hurts him too, but Vino
still on height there.
Up height. Acorn waiting on the side. Out of builds, he's gonna have to come down too. It's all over. The gas tank is empty. Down he goes, and now off to Seti.
It's Cammy and Seti, the only duo left, and they find another one. Vino trying to put wonders. 1v2 situation. What can he do here to take home the big prize and end with back-to-back victory royales to end the day? But a team looking to take first place back. Cammy and Seti, and they try to steal it away by getting that VR to end game 6.
And they get the first game. They get the last game of day 1.
4 out of
What
6
a
wins.
story for Cammy and Seti. Becoming Legends must be so proud right now of these players. They put in the hard work, they put in the effort, and wait to watch it pay off.
That is huge for them because they're not like a lot of these other teams who are consistently fighting to get to the top of the leaderboard. They play their play style through and through from the drop spot all the way to the end game. They're one of the few teams, time and time again, that has their own spot. They call it the Cammy split, and it works out every single season.
And now they get to take that victory lap to center stage, where they will be greeted by Adam Savage for a quick update. And Adam, please tell me how they do it.
Right now, they're looking mighty fine. Give it up for Cammy and Seti! GG's, boys! 2 victory royales out of 6.
Why don't they walk together like?
FNCS Invitational. That must feel amazing.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
It's really amazing. Talk us through, you saw there that we had Queasy and Vino on the high ground. We saw Queasy went down, Vino was solo. When you saw that happen, was there an opportunity for you guys to get your way in and win that game?
Yeah, but we didn't want to take the high ground because we wanted to get more kills on low ground. That's why we stayed low. And
Gotcha.
Yeah.
In terms of today and the 6 games, has it played out as you both thought coming into this, or have things been very different?
Like, we died 2 games to Surge. Like, we planned everything differently, but it didn't went as we planned it. We just adapted. I think we just adapted well, and going into tomorrow, we're going to be more confident
saving
and
Kami
more
because you
prepared.
can see Kami doesn't really know what to say.
Talking of preparation for tomorrow, what do you do now? Do you go back and review VODs? Do you kind of work on strategy, or do you relax?
Like, I think relax and VOD review.
Tomorrow, a big day, 6 more games. Could Cammy and Seti go all the way and win FNCS Invitational?
Of course.
Of course they go. Give it up for Cammy and Seti! Your game 6 winners! Let's go back to Zeke and the gang. Jinquin.
I made this joke. Game 1 of the FNCS Invitational. Cammy and Seti are living their life on repeat right now. They've done this dance before, right? This happened at DreamHack. They win game 1, they win game 6, they stay on top. For Cammy and Seti, all of EU right now is thinking this is it. We are the best.
Look, EU is on top right now, but Cammy and Seti, they're gonna have a stressful night. It ended on a high note, it started on a high note, but with the history of Cammy and Seti, having 2 back-to-back good days is a curse that we haven't seen too often. So I'd be really happy to see them continue this momentum forward from this last match into day 2.
Yeah, and Seti said it himself, right? They're really, really adaptable. They're adapting very, very well, and that's what I like to see from this team. What I've noticed about the way that they play and the way that they sort of carry themselves, they don't get down after a bad game. You know, we saw, as they said, 2 bad games. Surge wasn't quite looking too good for them, but look at that. They come back. They make the changes that are required to bring them up in the leaderboard, and you can see it's working out.
Yeah, right now they're holding, right? They're not in that first place spot, and of course, as they talked about, they were eliminated 2 games to Surge, right? And they identified those issues, and now we see the correction in game 6, a victory royale, right? So to your point, Okada, tomorrow they come back stronger.
5
We can see them win it all.
Look, the tricky part is they did adapt very quickly and effectively in that last match. They had a difficult mid-section of the tournament, but the thing is now overnight, those duos that didn't have the best day 1 will also change. They'll also adapt, and maybe the adaptation that Cammy and Seti had for this last match won't be valid in day 2.
We will find out. Right now, we have Kelly standing by with the duo in first place. Kelly, take it away.
Everyone, I am joined by Vino and Queasy, our first place team out of day 1. All right, so this is a stat that was happening, I think even before game 6 was going on, but you had the most solo eliminations with 17 elims. I'm sure that is even more now. How do you do it?
I'm the best player in the world.
I love it. I love the confidence. But how do you know when to go for the elimination and when to, like, step back?
It's nice having a balance. It's good having a balance. We have chugs, so a lot of the time when we're playing high ground, I can drop back and look for kills, especially when I have the Ranger shotgun because of the range on it. and that's when you can at least get a lot more kills. And I used a Ranger shotgun really well the other game. I got a kill on the Asia team, Zagu, I think, and that led us to winning that game.
I mean, obviously, it's not just winning you the game, but it's also winning you the whole tournament right now. Queasy, after that VR in Game 5, to almost do it again in Game 6 as well. I mean, obviously, you're going into day 2 pretty confident.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the lobby is not that hard. I feel like we should have been way better than we are right now. We had like a hard choke in Game 4 and 5, I think. Or no,
Wait, you got
4?
the VR in Game 5?
3 and 4. But yeah, other than that, feeling confident going tomorrow.
I mean, obviously, you guys are doing something right. You're in first place right now. Good luck in day 2, and thank you for joining me here for an interview. And we're going to head back on to the desk.
Thank you so much, Kelly. And this is just, like I talked about this earlier on in the day. Vino is a player who is constantly evolving. I just want to kind of consider how this could have gone differently, right, for Cammy and Seti. It was a 1v2 against Vino. And it's because Reet played spoiler and eliminated Queasy. In the same other universe I talked about, you know, this one earlier on in the show, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. In this other alternate universe, Queasy's still alive, and then we see a true 2v2 against Queasy and Vino versus Cammy and Seti. The way these guys have been playing, I think it would have gone to Queasy and Vino.
Look, we could have seen the back-to-back victory royale from Vino and Queasy, right? They had it all lined up. But I'm also, happy to see what we saw, right? When Cammy and Seti got the VR, it was the first VR from down in the ground, right? On the low ground. They managed to secure it. All the victory royales came from that high ground up above, so it was great to see a little change up. But that change up was because Queasy ended up going down and Vino was left in the 1v2.
Yeah, we saw it, right? We saw Queasy going down, but of course it opened the floodgates for the players down below to really just rack up eliminations, rack up the placements as well. And there was a few moments here I thought, well, you know what? We talked so highly of Vino, and you could tell by the interview, he's oozing with confidence. I could feel it from over here. He could clutch this, right? He could clutch this 1v2. Couldn't quite work out for him, though, although we've seen it do him so many times.
Yeah, and I don't want to take anything away from Seti and Cammy. They are phenomenal players, and they deserve that victory royale in that moment. I just want to see some good Fortnite, man. And in this alternate universe, we got to see a 2v2 against two of the greatest in the world. Now, I do want to take a moment. I'm getting word that none other than Adam Savage is sitting by with one of our duos currently in the top 10. It is Smite and Larson.
That is right. Thank you very much, Zeke. Smite and Larson, everybody! Bear in mind, Smite and Larson are an average size. I'm just an anomaly. I am massive. Guys, it's been an amazing day. 7th after the first 6 games. You must be feeling great. Was there a target prior to this after day 1 that you aimed for, and did you exceed expectations?
Well, we tried to end around 150. We didn't really reach that, but off spawn, we did way better than we thought we would, and it was amazing.
Talking about off spawn as well, obviously Muzzin Looter, Grim Gables going head to head. Larson, how many of the 6 battles did you guys win?
We won 4 out of 6, but it should have been better. It should have been 6-0, but it's all good.
We saw your reaction as well. We loved seeing your reaction to some of the moments. You look like you're enjoying yourself and getting quite passive-aggressive at the same time.
Yeah, I had to let them know that they're trash, and we're beating them every game tomorrow.
Okay, I like the fighting talk here as well. Smite, going into this evening as well, how do you guys prepare for day 2 tomorrow? Do you go and relax, or is it back to grinding this evening?
We're going to go over VOD, see what we did wrong, and fix it for tomorrow, and we're going to hopefully win every game.
Okay, everybody, Smite and Larson, thank you so much. Let's head to my man Vivid on the main stage.
Here we go. We've had plenty of opportunities to talk about the teams in top 3, Queasy and Vino included, and of course Cammy and Seti. But Thomas, HD, and Triprin sneaking into that 2nd place position here. And I want to check in, see how they were doing all spawn. Obviously, they are landed over at Rave Cave alongside Commandment and Avery. How are they getting out of this so unscathed, right? Every single game, you can see here, it's kind of this race to this balloon and mountain position over here. And this game, Thomas, HD, and Triprin win that race. They instantly poise up on top of this balloon and on top of this mountain. And basically what this allows them to do is sit here for pretty much the rest of the game. And this is where they get a lot of their storm surge from. But it also allows them to control pretty much this entire side of the map. Since they are so high up on that higher ground, they can just fire down shots on anybody that decides to rotate through. So as you can see here, look at the map. There is not a single soul around them. And that's really, really good coming into the rotations that are going to happen for the end game. And then the balloon is awesome, right? Because it does provide you with that immense high ground. ground, but then they can also just use it for those rotations that I was just mentioning. Of course, that is not possible if they aren't allowed to control that much of an area. So well done for them. Coming into day number 2, I want to see more of that out of them. Now, Adam tosses me. I'm going to toss it right back to him.
Thank you very much, my man. I'm with right now Thomas and Trippin, everyone. The dynamic Danes here. What a great day. We talked earlier on at the beginning of the show about this being potentially third time lucky for you guys, and so far second place, Thomas, after day 1. Surely you guys are thrilled.
Yeah, I'm proud of Trippin and me. Like, we played a lot of, like, really good today, and yeah, and hopefully we can do like even better tomorrow to take the win.
Absolutely. How do you improve on tomorrow? Was there anything today in your game that you thought could use improvement, or did you feel it went pretty solidly?
Our late games could have gone better. Like, we could have more kills. We had like 3 or 4 kills every game, I think. We, like, I don't know. I feel like we played pretty average today, like from what we can play. So hopefully we pop off tomorrow again.
Absolutely. We saw as well in that game 6, you managed to get high ground quite early. You managed to get storm surge tags as well. How important are those tags in situations like that, where you can kind of maintain and hold fort up high?
We didn't really play high ground today, but like the surge tags are of course important. That's why he has me. Yeah.
Dare I say it, I'm going to ask you guys, do you think potentially you could be the favourites? You could win FNCS Invitational tomorrow. In second, Trippin, it's looking pretty good.
Maybe, we'll see.
Maybe we'll see. Guys, give it up for Trippin and Thomas HD! Love to see it. Let's head back to the desk. Over to you guys.
Thank you so much. That's crazy.
There's no one cheering anymore.
With Spine Larson and said he was the anomaly. I guess there was 3 anomalies there. I'll see myself out. Don't worry about that. MDF, Jacob, before we say goodbye, we want to get your thoughts on the day.
It has been a great day indeed. Listen, I enjoyed every single moment of this awesome competition.
I've been entertained through and through from games 1 to game 6. It honestly exceeded my expectations.
And you know what? The player that stood out the most to me, the duo that stood out the most to me.
To us.
To us, for sure. It has to be Mareem and Zagu, representing for the Asia region, the Japanese powerhouse, the champions of the Asia region. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, and honestly, could you even believe that this is their second
My mouse is
FNCS
bugged.
finals together? They played together last season. They took home the Axe of Champions, and they're looking to do it here yet again. But no story would not come without its ups and downs. They had a good start to the day, not necessarily
My mouse is like full bugged.
but they're still exceeding my expectations, and if they can somehow come out on top with that same
It might be broken.
it'd be amazing.
And that's the interesting thing about the way this all played out. You have these
If I lift it off the screen,
and they could have probably took that momentum, but then we
if I lift it off my mat,
break,
and
right?
it just says that.
Reset, reevaluate, and all of a sudden it was a tougher
Sit down.
back half. So tomorrow they get the full day to reset. If they can kick things off and stay explosive, I think we'll be in for a great show.
Yep, but that's going to be it from us. You guys, thank you for enjoying this great day. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Jacob and MDF.
I was just cranking there.
I have Mareem and Zago,
And if I lift it off,
FNCS Chapter 3 Season 3 title winners right now. And I have to ask, how exactly did they achieve that Chapter 3 Season 3
it was
win?
just some dust, I think. It's fixed now. I blew on it, my mouse sensor, and now it's fixed.
ビクトリーロイヤル、ハイグラウンドを取ってビクトリーロイヤルを4回したんで勝てました。はい。
It's fixed
We
now.
were able to do that because we were able to capture the high ground about 4 times, and that's why we were able to win it.
High ground always wins games. And
Luckily.
I do want to ask, obviously, the Invitational is a very big deal. What has your preparation and practice been like?
この大会はもう本当に貴重な機会でどのような練習をしてきたのかっていうのが聞きたいんです。
アジアとアジアサーバーとそのレベルが違うのでリプレイとか見ながら。
Zago, Mareem, I really appreciate it. And obviously, you guys started the day off.
All right.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So yeah, there's quite a big level difference in terms of the players on the Asian server. So we just tried to, reevaluate how we performed by revisiting the replays over and over again.
And obviously, you're going to be revisiting those replays today. What are you going to be doing to prepare for tomorrow?
まあ今日のリプレイも見て明日までの、準備は何をすると思いますか？
そうですね。まあダメだったところを改善して明日もっといいプレーできるように頑張りたいと思います。
So we're going to try and reevaluate what we did wrong so we can improve upon that and do our best to win tomorrow.
I would love to see it. Thank you guys so much again for joining me here for an interview, and we're going to head back on to the desk.
A fantastic interview there. And I just got to say, before we kind of wrap up today, the thing that's impressed me the most is just how humble a lot of these players have been. Obviously, there's been quite a bit of smack talk, you know. Sure, this is competition. That's going to happen. But you can tell for a lot of these players when they are kind of talking about their gameplay, what they want to improve on, there is that level of respect. Like, look, I am trying to be the best at this, and I'm aware that I'm not yet. I got to do a couple things, and then I'll be there. And I think that's kind of my key takeaway.
It's an understandable reserve celebration, though, from the players, because you have to keep in mind, this is only day one. The first 6 games, we might have found a conclusion for our top 10 leaderboard today, but tomorrow could be a different story altogether. A lot of these players have already talked about the fact they want to basically run it back with the VOD reviews, see where they can try and correct some of the mistakes or just moments that didn't necessarily go their way earlier on. But I do have to give it to EU. They kind of ruined the pattern for today, because we had, for every single game today, EU, NA, EU, NA, and then EU, EU for the Victory Royale finishes.
Look, they did a great job, but I'm also impressed on how every region performed, right? 7 regions competing today, and we saw some nice showings from Asia, from Middle East, from Brazil, and just looking at the top 20 of that leaderboard there, I saw multiple regions scattered all over, and with 6 more matches to be played out tomorrow, anything is still possible.
It really is, and we saw a few of our Titan teams as well, a little bit lower down than we would have expected. Maybe Malibuka and Mustache, one of them, Tayson and Champix, of course, as well, not quite having the best day. And I think it just shows that although we've seen these teams popping off in their own regions, when we're on an international stage like this, anything can happen. Although Tayson and Champix, they're so decorated in the EU region, when you throw a few spanners in the works from different regions with different playstyles, different metas, things can really go south.
And it's okay, right? We have tonight to reset, come back even stronger tomorrow. Now, Kelly is standing by with one of our more wholesome duos. It's Pamsto and Fatch.
Hey guys, I am indeed joined by Pamsto and Fatch, and I just wanted you to talk a little bit about your drop spot. What was the decision behind it?
We got pretty lucky with zones. We were really a lot of node zones today, and it's kind of hard for search for us because everybody just they go away from Bugle, and that's where we sit usually. So we had to find new strategies, but we managed to work our way around it pretty well.
Yeah, obviously adaptation is the name of the game after day one. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. 10, I think it's a really good place if we keep going tomorrow.
So any changes that you're going to be making in your playstyle for tomorrow, and how are you going to be preparing tonight?
Probably just voting with our coach, just watching the game, seeing how teams play, and maybe be a bit more aggressive tomorrow.
So aggressive obviously is a double-edged sword. You can get those eliminations, but you can also be taken down. How do you know when the right time is to strike?
It's very rewarding, but the more you play the game, the more you're going to have a good mindset on when to kill someone. But yeah.
Thank you guys so much for this quick interview, and obviously good luck tomorrow, guys. Let's head on back to the desk.
Shoutouts once again to the players for just giving us a moment of their time, right? Hearing that insight from them. But that's pretty much it for us from today.
Ready for the song
we
yet?
have another 6 games tomorrow. So before we say goodbye, any last words, Mini Miner?
So many, but so little time, right? But we've had an incredible day today. We've had day number 1 of the FNCS Invitational. It has been so much fun to see all of these different teams popping off. We've seen high eliminations. Vico in that final game, 10 eliminations on his own, just to highlight one. It's just been crazy, and I'm excited to see what changes in day 2.
There's really nothing like it, right? An international event to this caliber, we haven't had it in years. The emotion from the crowd, the expressions of the players, the excitement from the solo clutches, and the roaring you hear from the audience. It's really something that's unique, and it's got a special place in my heart, and it feels amazing to live it once again.
I'm just ready for day 2 already. I kind of wish it could just be tomorrow already.
Well, we don't have to wait all that much longer. Fortnite fans, we love y'all so much. Remember, tomorrow, coming back at you, 6 games, 1 incredible trophy, all live from Raleigh, North Carolina. We love you. Keep yourself safe. And as always, we'll see you on that battle bus. Beep, beep.